back. Sorry about last stream. Everything's kind of a mess right now with the puppy and all that stuff. So I had a big blood appointment, got a big scar. It didn't bruise, but apparently they used that this time to get the blood. They used something like the size of a goddamn knitting needle on me. Ridiculous. The nurse had to sit there and hold it, keep it stable. Oh God, it was traumatizing. So now I'm 500 grams less of blood. I'm gonna work on a keyboard today and try to get some code running. And try to get some code running. Key operator, try. I'm hoping I'll be able to get code humming away on this thing, but we'll see. See where we get with this. Let's see. Stream projects, check. EMs closed. Looking good, looking good. Okay. Wayne Johnson, hey, I missed that. Sorry, I was looking down. I was pointing down. Wayne Johnson, thank you for the 28 months. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Wayne Johnson. There's a name I haven't seen in a month. No, I appreciate it. Thank you for subbing. All 2 of my viewers are here. We're, yeah. Breaks in streaming cause much lowering of viewer numbers. It's a little concerning, but I'm getting back into the swing of things here. I am. We're starting to get used to the puppy and all that stuff, so hopefully my stream schedule, I start OBS and I just start screaming. That sounds about right. Hopefully my stream schedule, you know, flattens out a little bit and I'm able to actually do more streams now. Now that we're getting used to this whole thing. Okay, I need you to charge, phone, because you're responsible for my health. Need my phone to charge because it's running my pancreas. Hey, bud. Okay. This stupid Twitch charger that they gave me. Probably should get just like a real phone cradle over here, but I got this Twitch glitch logo that wirelessly charges my phone. Should anyway. It should wirelessly charge my phone. It doesn't appear to be. Hey, bud. Feel like functioning? What's wrong with you? I'll put it lower down. Get it right on the coil. Do it. Jedi. Do it. Do it. It's not charging. Damn it. My phone battery is dying. I need this to work. Need you to work. Need you to do work. Please. Come on, man. I know nobody's gonna call me, but at the very least, I need my pancreas to function. So I need to top off the charge on this little thing. It uses a USB micro, which sucks. Mini. Micro is a little bit more reliable. Yeah, it's just in the wrong... It needs to be, like, precisely in the right place, I guess. Hello? Oh, well, I got a little lightning bolt icon on that. Alright, that might actually be charging. Jeez. Hey, Pyro, 43 months! Oh yeah, it's not a troll. I actually wrote it wrong. I'll just correct it. Done. I keep calling it the wrong thing. I guess it's quick micro keyboard or something? I don't know. I keep thinking system is the thing. Yeah, I always get the acronym wrong. Oh boy, I gotta wake up. I'm on 2 cups of coffee today. And we gotta use this thing today to do, well, we'll do 2 buttons to start off with. We'll just keep it on this board, and then I can bring the keyboard in, and we'll figure it out from there. We don't really need much from the keyboard. All it does is contain the diodes and the switches at this point. We will have to do some hardware work on the keyboard to get rid of the old controller and stuff, but that's once we prove out the software. I don't want to do anything but, you know, to that keyboard until I know that QMK is going to work. And I think it is. I think it is. I think we're in good shape. I think we'll do good. I think we'll do good by it. My pancreas, my electronic pancreas system has been chugging away. Been working really, really well. I haven't had too many issues with it, aside from the SGL2 inhibitors. I got to take one every other day now. I'm weaning myself off of them, and hopefully I'll lose weight. Doctor's appointments over the past couple days. I have gained weight, and I don't know what the fuck that's all about. I don't know why I gained weight, of all things. I should not be gaining weight. I should be losing it. I'm eating a lot less. I don't know. Maybe it'll take a little while until I actually start really losing weight. I've certainly been eating less. I've been fasting a lot. It's not doing anything. You gotta get super serious about it. Oh, I need to open the files over here, don't I? I need to open all the files. I gotta close them on the other computer and then open them on this one. So I just gotta hit save. File. Hello? Notepad++ is like locking up. I think I need to update it. Just make sure I can close that without it yelling at me. Okay, cool. Cool, cool. All right, good yawning. Yeah, 2 cups of coffee. I'm not in good shape today. I don't know. I should be sleeping better now that I've had the iron removed from my blood. Apparently all my blood levels are evening out and they seem like a normal person. I'm kind of a normal person now. I feel better after having my blood drained. My garbage iron blood. Which is apparently really good to donate, but I can't donate it. I'm not allowed to. It's because of meds that I'm on, I guess. I don't know what the protocol is. I don't know what stipulations I have about donating blood. Because apparently that's one way to deal with the iron issue, is just to regularly donate. And then you get a free cookie. And then they get to sell your blood to the hospital for hundreds of dollars. Niano Cat. Subbing with a Prime. For 7 months! Niano Cat, thank you very much. I do very much appreciate that. Pyro's switching to phone. No worries. You do you. For a little while, I had the Amazon lady, the lady in the little screen box that I have, who will come to attention if I say her name right now. I had that one have a skill that was a Twitch skill. So I could watch Twitch streams on that little box. And it was nice because, you know, I'd be cooking something. That little screen would give me recipe conversions if I needed it and stuff like that. But I was able to watch the Twitch streams on the little Amazon box. And I don't know what happened to her. There was an update that happened, and so now it no longer has the Twitch skill. So when I ask it about that, it just opens up the front page of the website, which is not useful to me at all. For a little while, it was connected to my account, so it would show the people that I follow, and I'd be able to choose what number I wanted to watch. It was great, because I could go upstairs and, you know, I wouldn't have to kill my phone battery with Twitch. Soon Burn the Subs is dead. It's coming back. It's right there. We'll get back to working on it. I need my keyboard first. This takes precedent over Burn the Subs, just because it is a moderately quick project, and it's something that I've been meaning to get to, and it's mechanical keyboard stuff, which people are interested in. So I need to pivot to it for a little while until we solve this issue or prove out that it's completely impossible to resurrect my keyboard. But then we will get back to Burn the Subs, and we will be able to work with burn the subs and get that running again. You know, it's a completely different project now. The burn the subs is, that is, it's a totally different project. A lot of different hardware going into it. It's new and unique. What'll be awesome is that I don't have to run limit switches all the way out. I don't know what I'm gonna do about quick connects to the laser. And it looks like there's like some weird shit in my water. Yeah, I'm gonna have to flush the system and clean it out before we get back to the water cooling stuff. How's everybody doing? I'm letting people gather. I haven't streamed this week at all. I do 3 streams a week, trying to make that into 4, but I have a puppy now that I have to take care of, so that's interrupted it. And then, you know, the usual, every couple months I have a ton of medical stuff that I need to address. I need to address some medical stuff soon too, because I'm halfway through all of my pods, the pods that hold my insulin and go in my body, and so I need to get more of them. I have the prescription, but the drug company will not let me fill the prescription, which is utterly ridiculous, because it's like, sorry, the insurance company won't let me fill it. Even though, I mean, if there's a change, they should have to fill the prescription. So I don't know what that was all about. No overexert bother. Bother has been in the throes of burnout for about 2 years. He took a vacation and it did nothing to alleviate the burnout. I'm in a constant state of mild burnout. But yeah, a lot of stuff has been interrupting stream, and it sucks. I don't like stuff interrupting stream. This is like my time right now. Yeah, insurance works in weird ways. I gotta call them up and see what their policies are on that kind of stuff. Luckily, they have good customer service there. So the person that I talk to will not overtly screw me over. They'll just subtly do it. We're not doing anything like crazy with this keyboard. We're very mild about what we're doing with it. And there's the possibility for extension or for expansion later. I just want to put a screen on it, and then we got to take over the LED stuff. Those are the two things that, I mean, we got the screen code working. I'm working on the matrix code to run these muxes. That's sort of the part that we're on right now. We got to prove that out if that works. And then I got to figure out assigning the LED triggers, how those are going to work. Need a year or two off the burnout I'm feeling? Yeah. The vacation has to be proportional to the amount of burnout. It really wasn't. I didn't even feel like I was on vacation at first. Yeah. But you can't rely on inspiration to get you there with projects and stuff. You know, that burnout's always going to kind of exist. You got to learn to mitigate it and to freshen yourself up, which is, you know, constant struggle with me, but doing okay. I'm doing fine, chat. You don't need to worry about me. Major chronicle burnout and needs therapy. No. We're not there. We're not there. I still enjoy working on projects. What's going on with this? Why is that camera completely Why is it so bright? What is this? What's the frame rate like? Oh, it's dog shit. What the hell? Something broke with my camera settings. I don't know what's going on with that. Wait, was that on MJPEG? Hold on a minute. What is this one on? Video format. Any. Why is this one on MJPEG? No, it needs to be on any. It's just, okay. FPS 30, FPS highest, and then set up the camera. Well, look, I don't get, yeah, that's much better. I don't get much say in the matter, because then I get internet weirdos telling me that I'm not working on burn the subs, and that like it's like a thorn in your side. You can't escape it. So you learn to live in it. LED screen R2. These are not bright enough. We get a little bit of, there we go. There we go. Max 308s. I wouldn't suggest anybody goes out and buys this chip. This just happened to be what I have. That's sort of part of the project, is working with the hardware that we've got. So I don't know if these would be ideal for this application, but we got buttons. Beep boop bop. Tom Thinks is popping off. It's kind of funny to tune into like fucking like Moon and see them complaining about Tom Thinks' emote. What is this emote? It's terrible. I hate it. Of course they're saying that, the September emote. Everybody hates it because it's new and streamers are dumb. But whatever, they can hate on it all they want. But it's cool that Tom Thinks made it. Friend of the show, Mr. Tom Thinks, who we made a button for. This is why I was looking at buttons and I was like, oh yeah, do button. I'm gonna file down the edges of this thing. They're kind of bugging me. I built this very quickly, just for the purposes of having buttons on the breadboard, but the edges are bothering me today. I mean, it's gonna take me a while to sand through all that. I think I need to use the flush cutters on them, or these things. Yeah, it's kind of cool to see, you know, Tom popping off the way he has. I mean, we all knew he was gonna pop off, right? We all knew that. You all saw the writing on the wall for that one. His content is so unique and artistic and just perfect for Twitch. So it's no surprise at all. In fact, the surprise is how it took so long. But I mean, Twitch kind of like saw him, noticed him, and then has him doing promotions for them, because it's again, it's such a unique look that he has, and it's such a Twitch thing, you know, a live cartoon. So very, very cool. I love to see it. I'm super happy. But it is funny to tune into like big streamers and have them being like, this emote, what is this? I hate change and I'm constantly bitter because I'm a streamer. Yeah, sand these down, file these down a little bit, make them smooth. They're catching my hands when I brush up against them. Can't allow that. We can't allow that. We're professionals. Professionals have standards. Put Mom on the phone. I mean, like in terms of like an emote, it's more of a Tom Thinks emote than anything else. It's not really so much great. As a global Twitch emote, if you watch Twitch in light mode, it's not annoying, but it really could use some alpha space. But if they did do alpha space, then you wouldn't be able to see the details on a dark screen. So it's a very Tom Thinks kind of emote, because he works on a white background. So anybody who prefers everything to be in dark mode, opening up Tom's stream is going to be a little bit traumatic, because he works on a white background and will blast your eyes into oblivion. I gotta like straighten these out too. It's very difficult to do. It's looking a lot better. It's looking a lot better. Don't quite feel better yet. Try to break off all of the partial holes. Ow! There go my fingernails. And that one needs some love. That one needs some love right there. I don't know. I don't mind Twitch in light mode. I think it's okay. I use light mode because specifically because I have a fucking sun in my face when I'm streaming, so that's how we get that nice soft illumination on my beautiful skin. But yeah, light mode is a necessity, because otherwise I wouldn't really be able to read it. But chat has worn me down and gotten me to use dark mode on the coding screens when I show my desktop. Yeah, Discord light mode is too bright. I think they spent all of a half an hour on it. I don't know, people like Groovy Something use light mode on Discord, and I don't know how they do it. I seriously don't know how they do it. Digital skincare, yeah. There's all kinds of scams out there. Try to sell you anything. All right, that could be better, but it's at least improved. The edges aren't as rough as they were before. As bark. Sweep all the fiberglass off of my desk. My beautiful desk. My beautiful but now fiberglass desk. Oh, did they just do a color swap? Yeah. It's a little rough. That's a little rough. They put so much care into their dark mode, making that look perfect. I gotta move the fan closer. It's like 72 out today, but I'm dying down here. It's like, what's the temperature down here? 74? Oh my God, I'm dying. I'm actually physically dying. I'm gonna die here, Chet, under these lights. Why is there a fork over there? What the fuck? Oh my God, what have I been up to? What have I been up to this past couple days, man? Been in a fugue state. Are we waiting for the puppy? We should be. I'm not comfortable with the dog down here yet because she's too small, and this place is too full of fraught with hazard. You know, a shop and a new puppy are not great bedfellows. I don't think it'll work out too well. We will eventually get her down here. She will eventually come down here and hang out because I think she'll just sleep during the stream. And there will be times when I'll have to be watching her, you know, because people won't be around. So, you know, we will get her down here. That will happen eventually, but not yet. We might do a whole puppy stream the first time she comes down, but I need to make sure that she's comfortable here and, you know, she's gonna pee on something initially. That's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. She's gonna wander around, sniff some things, do a zoomie, and then pee. That's just what she does. So, going to work has become super depressing. It's dark at 6 a.m. and cold. That happens right around when winter strikes here. You leave before the sun comes up, and then I used to work in a gray office with heavily tinted windows and the building and the blinds drawn, because there was like a new security guy at the bureau, and they read the rule about external offices needing to have blinds at 45 degrees at all times. They read that, but they didn't read the part that stated that it was for external offices. So they went around and made sure that all the blinds are drawn at 45 degrees. So you would leave in the morning before the sun comes up. You'd go into an office building on a military base with heavily tinted windows. You'd walk in, and all the blinds are at 45 degrees all day. If you brought your lunch, you know, eat it at your desk because you're antisocial. And then you leave when the sun is down and drive 45 minutes home. I can't do that again. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Build a tilt pan camera to track the puppy around the shop. There's like doxing information that I need to clean up around here. There's like address labels and stuff like that, you know, and there's a lot of like cords hanging and stuff like that I got to be careful of. She stopped munching on cords, but we've mainly just kept her away from them. So we've mainly just kept her away from them. What do we got going? Where's my music? That's not it. Where's my music? Where did my music go? There it is. Okay, there. Credit where credit's due. Using a Mixcloud mix from a million years ago. I know, people are like that though. Believe it or not, Soul Survivor, people are fucking like that. The chat here, they're such fucking, you know, didn't even fucking ask, but they determined my age due to the references that I was making, and they narrowed it down to the year I was born, which I don't appreciate. They do that. They do that. But I you know, I want to keep from doxing myself. I don't want you guys to know my location. I've gotten some weird stuff in the mail from people. No windows in the part of the building you're working at. Oh my god. Oh my god. You should wear sunglasses in there. That sounds awful. Reference aging is too easy. Yeah, but I talk about like Avatar: The Last Airbender. I talk about like stuff the kids are into. I'm not that much of a fucking boomer, you know? I'm not stuck in my generation like a lot of people seem to be. I haven't watched any of those like Gravity Falls or like what is it, Amphibia or anything like that. I don't know. The kids cartoons nowadays I haven't caught up with. I know there's some good writing going on in some of them, but Adventure Time is like where I stopped. That HBO special for Adventure Time, that was really good. They really did a good job. Nobody fucking asked, Copper. Nobody asked. Why are you like the king of nobody asked right now? Work in the basement of a remodeled bank. I hate basements. Let's be honest. I hate basements. I really do. I really do not enjoy spending the majority of my time underground. I hate it. But that's just been my reality over the past decade or two of my life, is that all the stuff that we do typically will exist in a garage or a basement. I would much rather be in a garage right now, apart from the heat. I don't know, maybe one day I can upgrade the stream and we can be in a garage. How about that? I would much prefer that, even though the basement has a decent climate down here. I got a fan rolling on me constantly, but man, really should wear sunglasses. Yeah, be kind to your what you should do is every hour or so, maybe even less, look at something that's far away. Just keep doing that. Just look at something that's far away for a minute or two. You know, look down a hallway, something. You gotta keep those eyes going, you know? I don't mean to be like this. I'm sorry I'm like this. A garage with a lift. Lifts are not that expensive. They're like, you know, you could spend $2,000 and get a really nice lift. And oh boy, is that nice. Is that nice to use? I envy. I've got a couple friends who have had lifts throughout their lives, and oh, it's very nice. It's very nice. Just to be able to even work on stuff like a car engine with the car engine up a little bit from where it is, just keeps your back from exploding, right? It's just so easy. Oh man, I wish, but no, that's not on the cards right now. We're not gonna be doing that. We're not gonna be doing that. Keyboard stuff. We're doing keyboard stuff. Keyboard stuff. Doesn't look like a keyboard, but it'll become one. Oh yeah, and the hovercraft races are going on outside, too. Yes, sure. I believe they're getting to the regional championships soon, but they gotta practice. How do you deal with way too many tools on your desk? You gotta do a regimen of cleanup. That's what I've learned. Unfortunately, I have not been able to keep with that, and that's why things look like a bomb went off in here. But a regimen of cleaning up. What we used to do at the shops that I've worked at is Fridays, everybody would make sure they're mostly neatening up most of the time. Yeah, shelves, drawers, a place for everything and everything in its place, right? And you just need to do sweep after sweep of just minor cleanup, and that'll help keep everything keep everything organized, which is important, but it'll also make sure that things stay neat. I have a lot of trouble with that, though. You can see clearly behind you, behind me. Maybe you shouldn't look behind you. Don't look behind you, because we don't want you finding out that person's standing there. But yeah. Don't have more space for more desks. Yeah, you just need to organize. You just need to clean up and organize on a regular schedule. That's it. If you put forward a day when you're not doing a lot, and just clean up during that day. Unfortunately, all my time has been taken up by a puppy. She's a very cute puppy. Still puppy though. I'm more organized than you. I don't know, man. I had to get these wall control things. It's that orange panel behind me, and that helped me kind of neaten up stuff a little bit. But it seems like, I don't know, the general, I don't know what to call this. The miasma of stuff seems to be like a goldfish expanding to its container. No matter what I do to try to clean up a little bit, if there's an open surface, it just... Got to get a rack mount PC case so I can compact everything just that little bit more. That's a project that we need to get back to here too. This NXZT case has been sitting in the corner there with the stream computer in it. I need to get rid of it. I've got the rack case mostly planned out. I need to print some solids in order to make a front fascia for that whole thing. And I've got all the files in Fusion 360 ready to go as soon as I just fucking design it. How much filament is too much filament to have on hand? I have a bin full of reels, and then I've got 8 sitting on the wall, and 1 is always active in the printer. I don't know. I think I've overdone it a little bit, but everything is everything. The organization of this shop has been organically influencing the directions that I've been going in project-wise. It's a hell of a thing. 30 kilograms. How much is a reel? How many kilograms is a reel? I'm like sweating. I think the AC isn't turning on because it's just at that temperature. So it's gonna get hot down here because it's been hot the last couple days. 4 spools total and a box of short samples. That's not a bad place to be. It's not a bad place to be. Yeah, I have a bunch, but that's because when we get to printing, it's always a big process. Oh no, you're finding spools. You're finding spools of filament. It's going up and up. Let me find out. I gotta answer my own questions here because nobody asked. Oops, it's supposed to be, well, how many kilograms is that? 1 kilogram per spool. So I've got at least 8 kilograms. 20 opened and 30 unopened. Wait, what are we talking about? That's a lot of filament. Well, what is it? Oh, wait, hold on. Control Shift T. I had it in front of me. 2.2 pounds is a kilogram. And 2.2 pounds is your typical, that's one of these guys back here. That's this. So I have 9, and then I got a bunch in a box. And I actually have more under the desk over there too. I got too much filament. I need to print some stuff that's just gonna like, I need to print some Halloween decorations, I think. I think I need to go on Thingiverse and find some like spider webs and just some stupid bullshit that I can print in the PETG clear orange that I don't like that much. Although, we were working on trying to perfect glass clear printing, which would have really helped me use up some of those things. Because if I can get that to look glassy, that's kind of great. But I don't think I can. I don't think I can achieve that with my setup. Maybe, but how many washing machines? About 40 rolls to a washing machine, depending on what brand, obviously. You guys see my new mug? I got the Fix-It mug. It looks very, very fragile. It feels pretty fragile too. I don't know. Nothing special. It's just not very thick in terms of the ceramics. It got here in one piece though. Yeah. I mean, they really tried hard to get the look of the mug right, and they did. It's a good mug, but yeah. Anyway, let's get started. before I get angry, legitimately angry. No, that turned off the lights. That was the wrong button. Nobody fucking asked. All right, anyway. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, music off. Streamer ready. Glucose level rising. Microbolusing happening. Brrr. He didn't ask. He didn't ask. Huh, nobody asked. What are we doing? Welcome to my stream that occasionally happens every now and then. I had 500 grams of blood weighing 500 grams removed from my body. That's 500, I think, units or something like that. I don't fucking know. 500 grams of blood removed from my body because my body appreciates having a lot of iron in it. I produce a lot genetically, which is bad. Apparently because the doctor says it rusts your internal organs, which is kind of a weird way to put it because it's not really what's going on. It's just his analogy. So anyway, I had a hell of a day yesterday. They basically took a knitting needle and they stuck it in my arm and held it there and laughed at me for being uncomfortable while I bled out just onto the floor. And then they made me clean it up and put it in a little bag that they then threw out. Anyway, that was my day yesterday and the day before. Day before, I didn't hydrate enough. So I drank 2 of these guys in the morning without the iced tea mix in it. And that hydrated me enough so that I had something to give to them. It's not really about the water in the blood, but the water in the blood helps carry out everything else. So get pet leeches. No, my puppy is already drawing enough blood as it is. This thing is long to heal. This is just a scratch from like her first day here. She's gotten into the habit of she bites too much. She's a corgi. That's what's gonna happen. So what she did recently was she play nommed on my hand, but then lost her footing and fell. And when she fell, her teeth went across my hand. So that was an unfortunate accident. She's learning. This morning I lay down on the ground and she was coming over and biting my face. And so I had to, make enough of a commotion that she stopped. And so she's actually learning not to bite faces now. It's unfortunate that I have to spend an inordinate amount of time training her to not literally bite people in the face. They are play bites, but she's biting people in the face, and I can't have that. She's adorable, though. She's an adorable puppy. But yeah, that's been part of my distraction over the past week. Is I've had to puppy sit. One day we will get her down here, and you guys will be able to meet Willow. But for right now, she's upstairs because there's too much stuff down here. She's too much of a puppy. She'll chew on anything in range. So I can't have that here. There's too much hazard. And I'll have to do a whole floor sweep of everything and actually clean up the floors and stuff around here. Because as we were discussing in the pre-stream, the mess is scaling to the size of the shop and it's constantly encroaching on my personal space. It just happens. If I spend a little bit of time cleaning up, we'll be able to get things nice and sort of like puppy-able here. As long as I keep an eye on her, she won't get into anything bad. But yeah, anyway, she'll get fat. Yeah. Right now we're working on potty training her. So she gets a treat when she signals for, going out, or just when she's at the door. She gets a treat. That way you can hook the leash on and she doesn't put up too much of a commotion. She gets a treat for going out the front steps and all the way out, which I've stopped giving her that treat because that's like, she shouldn't need that, but she does. She needs a little incentive to just go out. And then when she pees or poops, she gets a treat. And so she's learning. She's learning very, very quickly. She's a very smart, she's a hunting breed, so she's a very smart dog. But yeah, we're working on that. And it's getting better and better every day. Every day she's learning the routines. So anyway, so my keyboard exploded in part due to this exact, not the same picture because it was like 2 weeks ago. But due to this liquid that I have here in this dirty fucking pitcher. This liquid is a diet iced tea. Actually, it's diet iced tea and lemonade. All right, crate training. She does crate at night. She won't be doing crate at night later. But right now she knows what to do with the crate, and you know, when we put her in the crate, she's fine. She sleeps during the afternoon, so if I do get her on stream, she'll just be sleeping, probably. I need to get her comfortable with this room, because she won't be very happy down here until she spends a little time. So, but we have a little playpen that she can go into. So, crate training at night helped us immensely when potty training. Yeah, I think she did it herself. The first night I actually was taking her on the walk, and she didn't get the signal to piss, so I just took a piss in the bushes, and she took the signal and then went outside. And so we've kept it up, not with the me pissing part, with just going outside and getting a treat and stuff. And she knows what to do. She knows what to do. The playpen is for you as well. Yeah, it's for peace of mind, so she doesn't fucking, you know, chew on a buzzsaw or some shit like that down here. Because she'll find like a power tool and like kill me with it. I don't know. So anyway, it's going well. It's just work, and everybody's super tired because she's a responsibility that we have. She sleeps through the night. She's fine with that. But everybody's tired because new schedule. Anyway, yeah, due to this liquid here, this diet iced tea lemonade mix, I broke my keyboard. I spilled the liquid at night, and I took the keyboard out of the liquid immediately. I didn't think I spilled that much, but apparently I did. It was a whole blowout, and it's like the third or fourth time that I've spilled stuff on this keyboard and had to clean it out. So I did the whole regimen of taking apart the keyboard, washing the circuit board with alcohol. I got these cans, that right there, that can is actually filled with alcohol, and it's pressurized with air, and I can refill it. So I have those at 100 psi. I have those, and I just did the whole wash with isopropyl alcohol. And I let it dry for a day, put it all back together. Didn't work. You guys saw it here. We did it the other day on stream. Excuse me, I wolfed down a sandwich, so I'm going to be burping. We tried it on screen, and it did not work. It didn't work at all. Push the button, 3 buttons would press. Terrible. Absolutely fucking dead. So we messed around with it a little bit and then plugged it back in, and it's still dead. It actually died more when we tried to fix it. So I figure microcontroller in that little thing, probably done with our crap. It's probably done with all the bullshit that we put it through. And it more deadened, it deader earlier. Dead. My keyboard is dead. It doesn't work. It's a Code 10 keyless keyboard, and I love it to death. I like the weight of it. I like the feel of it. I like the switches that I have in it. I like the keycaps that I have on it. Although we are going to change keycaps. I had a good idea for keycaps. They're sitting behind me. We'll do that. We've got a lot of other work to do first. So I would like to keep my keyboard. Spent $200 on it, and it only lasted like 2 years before I fucking killed it. So that's bad. That's a bad investment. A bad bother. So we need to do something with the keyboard. Well, commonly a lot of people are messing with QMK, which is a open source microcontroller code kind of thing for like a lot of different platforms that will handle controlling your keyboard and all the features that you want to build into it. I don't know why it's so popular, because making a keyboard is not all that difficult. Learning QMK has been difficult. Making a keyboard is just a matrix. You're just scanning a matrix for the keys. And if you map stuff out properly with a nice big table of values, you can make a keyboard. You don't need to add all that much complexity to it. QMK is this sort of like marginally universal keyboard program that allows you to do powerful things like macros and screens and stuff like that. And it works on a whole host of platforms for a whole host of different keyboards. So the complexity in learning QMK is that it is so universal that the files are all references to other files and references to other files and references to other files and references. This happens in microcontrollers. It's like professional microcontroller code where it needs to ostensibly run on whatever platform you throw at it. Boy, oh boy, has it been obnoxious for me to learn how to do this. So what I did, yeah, I mean, most people don't like most people's involvement in QMK is like, I plugged everything in and I need this to work. So I push 2 buttons and it just goes, right? Why the Rob Oz crying emote? Has something happened? I'll check the front page of Reddit. We're at about announcement time. No, that's the Star Wars saltier than crate. That's not what I wanted. I don't want people complaining about Star Wars. Oh my God. This is an old Reddit. CNN is reporting it just now. Always an agenda. Doctors concerned for Queen Elizabeth's health. That's like, man, if they're anything more than concerned, then she's been shot. Like, they're very understated. Yeah, news about the Queen. Apparently, Queen Elizabeth is in dire straits. Well, they didn't say dire straits. They're understating the ever-loving hell out of it, right? It's official? Has she actually, she's died? It's official? Oh my God. Well, there we go. Do you use old Reddit? Are you kidding me? Look at this website. Right? Ready? So here's a website, and we're supposed to be like getting information from this stuff, right? So I can click with Enhancement Suite. I can click on a thing to expand stuff and look at it. That's old Reddit. Even that is a little bit too messy. It's more informational though because the links are smaller. But www. Hey, how's it going, man? That's my cuz all the way in Australia. So it's like 4 a.m. for him. Look at this format. Like, why do they have to make it dog shit? This sucks. This is like trying to be Twitter, and I hate it. 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 Anyway. Yeah. The official royal Twitter posted it. Oh, man. Whoa, end of an era. That's crazy. Yeah. The Queen die. All right. No, I don't like hearing it from chat, but apparently it's official now, huh? Modern web is trash. Yeah, I miss websites that look like my Antenna Theory website. Where's that one? antennatheory.com. Look at that. You know that there's good information on this website when they use color schemes that will curdle your milk. This is a great website for learning antenna and RF, by the way. I hope the site never dies. I should probably download it and put it on the thumb drive or something like that. This antenna-theory.com. So good. So good. Everybody wonders, hey, how'd you know that was an inverted planar F antenna? Well, because I've internalized much of this site. Short dipole antenna. All you need to know about RF. You just need like a whole pot of coffee before you go on this website, though, because there's not going to be a whole lot of visual stuff for you to actually take a look at. But yeah, cool stuff. But anyway, what I'm talking about is that the design of this web page is text and HTML, and it's so basic and simple that you know that there's going to be good info on it. Picked up a book on RF? Yeah, books help. It also helps to just have a crazy guy teach it to you. I had a crazy guy sort of help me with some RF stuff and things like that. Anyway, the point is today's stream. I spilled liquid on my keyboard, killed it. The processor's dead. We did a little bit of reverse engineering of the code 10 keyless keyboard. We know how the matrix is laid out. And unfortunately, it uses so many rows and pins that the Raspberry Pi Pico, while compatible with QMK, does not have enough pins. And with not enough pins, what we could do is multiplex it. I'm not sure if it works. I've seen some hints of people doing multiplexing with their keyboards. So we have a schematic. I've vetted it out. I know what I need to do. I know what pins things are on. We need to get a test going of that multiplexer, because instead of immediately getting the status of all of the rows or columns, instead of that, what we have is we have to activate each column, activate a row, activate each column, activate a row, instead of just activate a row, get all the columns, activate a row, get all the columns. So it's going to be slower. It's a slightly slower scheme, and everything in QMK is catered to be as fast as possible. We're talking like microsecond timings going on here. So we need to take a look at that and make sure that that's going to work on a full-size keyboard. Last Miles, what is this? What are you doing? Did you accidentally fall on your keyboard and give a bunch of subs? Thank you for the 5 subs, Last Miles. Those are going out to a bunch of people in here. Even Turt's got a sub? Well, that's unfortunate. I learned something new today. Hey, That's what I'm here for. That's what I love to do. Yeah. So anyway, spilled a White Russian on my old Sun keyboard. Oh no. Yeah. QMK is pretty cool. It's tough to do the custom stuff that I want to do in. I could easily, with a teensy, write my own keyboard code. I'm trying to learn QMK so that I know something about it, because it's got more features than what I would build in to a keyboard. Sun Microsystems keyboards, are those particularly valuable? I'm still bitter that like 4 years ago, that guy in Pottstown, no, 2016, there was a swap junk store in Pottstown that had stacks of IBM Model Ms for $10 each. I should have shown up with $200 and just bought them all, because I could easily have made thousands of dollars putting QMK onto them and then selling them. I didn't do that though. Server grade tier 1. You bank the hell out of them, they'll work forever. Oh, nice. Until you spill water. Yeah, that's my situation. The Code 10 keyless is a great keyboard. It's got a beautiful feel to it. Until I spilled water on it, and then it stopped. Okay, so we know what we're up to. We know the schematic of what we're doing, right? I need to open it up. I need to open up the folder and everything for that. So where is that? That's there. Stream projects. Oh, why is it taking so long? What's going on here? I'm always afraid that I'm going to misclick the folder and like drag my entire projects folder onto the desktop and initiate my file server, like doing 500,000 jobs at once. I saw, by the way, in another Discord, I saw somebody talking about being an Australian, and was like, yeah, it's the middle of the afternoon for me, and like the middle of the night, it's like 3 a.m. for you guys. So whenever my cousin comes in and says hi, he's either in the throes of a very hard night of drinking, maybe, or is up way too late. That's usually the case, but it's always fun to see him, because he'll say hi like right before the sun comes up for him, and then probably proceed to pass out on his keyboard. Last Miles, what are you doing? Have you? Oh my God, you accidentally double clicked on the button. Another 5. Wait, tier 2s. What were the other ones? Tier 1s, 5 tier 2s. Oh my God. Yo, you guys got some of my special emotes. Yeah, thank you for the tier 2s. Would you misclick? God damn, dude. Thank you. Thank you for the 5 tier 2 subs. That's actually huge. That is a big deal around here. Last Miles is drinking and gifting again. Yeah. What are you doing? What have you done? Thank you. I really appreciate that. We have a Hackaday project. That's what this one is. The Hackaday or Hackaday.io project, where somebody took a code 10 keyless and they put QMK on it, but it's an older code 10 keyless. It's an older code, but it checks out. It's an older code 10 keyless. This is the generation of keyboard that I threw out. I shouldn't have thrown it out. I should have kept it for this, now that I know how to do this. But what we're going to be doing is similar, but because I believe the code 10 keyless rearranged some stuff. So, cheer 1. Dude, thank you for all the gift subs, Last Miles. I sincerely thank you, because we used to see a lot of gift subs around here. Yeah, I don't know. The alert only triggers after a certain number of bits cheered. But yeah, we used to get a ton of gift subs here. We're gonna be working on Burn the Subs next. When that thing's up and running, we'll be good. We'll be good. We'll be popular again. Chicks will dig us. You know, people won't cross the street when you walk towards them on the street. The key map is utterly bonkers in this keyboard. I used an online tool that Shortlurker linked me to in order to make the key map. But okay, I'm opening up my projects here. We're gonna open up this project, and we'll try to smooth out. We got to iron out the code that I've been writing. Now, I would say I've been writing code over the past 2 days, but most of my time has been taken up being upstairs with a puppy, and I haven't been able to write code. $1.36. Last Miles, thank you for the $1.36. Remember, it's 2 zeros, so I have to do the conversion on it. Thank you. Thank you for the 136 bits. I now have your real name somewhere in my tax documents. Okay, what is this? What is this? What is this? Last Miles, thank you so much. That is a chunk of cash. Binge gifting, yeah. You hate to see it. No, you love to see it, actually. Last Miles, thank you. You paid for this project, I guess. You definitely paid for the project. Not enough digits of pi. No, it's close enough. It's good enough for me to do the you know, whatever physics calculation I have to do. Okay, anyway. Thank you for the generosity. I really do appreciate that. You've paid for my coffee. Keyboard something or other. Where's the letter K? L, M, N, A, B, C, F, G. There it is. Okay, so keyboard overhaul. I got a couple files in here. One thing that I did do, QMK home, this is right here. These are the files that basically will drive the keyboard. I had to move them over to this folder because QMK in the setup environment will not allow me to like put this as my QMK home directory. So what I have to do is when we're done today, I'll just back the files up back over to this folder and then have them so that I can work on them on other computers because I'm not always at the bench. Unfortunately, that has to be the way that it goes, and we're gonna have to figure out how to get, you know, like the drivers update in there because I actually did write. Oh no, never mind. I didn't delete. That's right. So with QMK, all the updated files just sit in the folder. Now, previously we got this thing you're a retired old fart. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for all the gifts. Yeah, this has been an interesting experience so far with QMK, is getting this thing up and running. So this like key maps botherboard.c, it's all very confusing and daunting at first because I'm a one file kind of microcontroller guy, right? What I like to do is just do Operation London Bridge. What is that? Code phrase, London Bridge is down, is the plan of what happens in the United Kingdom on and immediately after the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Includes planning the announcement of her death, the period of official mourning, and the details of her state funeral. Some crucial decisions relating to the plan have been made by the Queen herself, although someone can only... Oh my God, this is serious. Yeah, it was pretty much like all the signs were there. People kind of knew what was going to happen. I mean, even like the BBC anchors were wearing black ties, which is apparently part of their protocol. So... yeah, official mourning period has begun. That's crazy. That's utterly crazy. We all knew it would happen. We didn't know when. Okay, so anyway, QMK, very confusing, right? There's a lot of stuff going on in here. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, they announced it just recently, how to got them. A lot of stuff going on in here. Basically, what we're doing is by populating files in this folder, we're overriding code that's already there. So one of the main things that we're doing, and one of the main things that I'm doing, is rewriting matrix.c. Matrix.c is the program what dictates the behavior of your pins in regards to buttons being pressed, right? So what you have, and how I understand it, is you have a matrix, like an actual matrix of values in like a variable. You have a variable in your code, that's the matrix, that contains ones or zeros depending on what the button layout is and whether or not a button is pressed. And that layout is then looked up on a key map in order to determine what key is pressed. So the layout of our rows and our columns, because this is a code 10 keyless, our rows and columns are all over the goddamn place. It is an utter and complete ridiculous mess. So I have done the best that I can to tame that mess, and I now have my oh bother key map, and that looks approximately like not that. Wait a minute. Where the fuck? This isn't the right one. Hold on. Yeah, let's close all this stuff too. We need to make sure that Notepad++ is ready for a little programming. Be verbose, I support anybody with a soldering iron and duct tape and 30-gauge wire wrap breadboards with enthusiasm. I do appreciate the people who are out there like you doing this kind of stuff, because that means a lot to me. It does. I don't think this is right. No, that's not right either. Where the hell is my key map? Hold on. What happened to my key map? Oh, you know what? It's in this folder. Yeah, we're gonna have to reconcile some of this stuff. Layout, QMK firmware. This is from an online generator. Yeah, those of you guys who come out here and support people doing this kind of content is great. It's not incredibly profitable and viable for me to be doing. That's why there's not a lot of us out here. But it is paying for some of the projects that you see around here, and I really appreciate that. When we get Burn the Subs back up, there will be a little bit more incentive for people to sub. Things will be a little bit brighter, so. Full wave bridge rectifier, yeah. Okay, I gotta move this over here. I gotta move my window over here so that I can see chat without, I don't want chat showing up on, there we go. Yeah, there are dozens of us. Make someday, but I need really big capacitors for that to smooth out the AC to DC. Yeah, power supply stuff. There's a little bit in it. If you're in the Discord, though, I know people will definitely want to help out. Oh, let's get that to the full window there. There we go. Okay, let's see. What am I doing? I am looking at. This is from like an online generator, and I did all the rows and columns in there. Just because with the online generator, it at least checked over my work so that I wouldn't have like doubles or forget stuff, because it is a lot to handle. So I think it's TMK core? No. Keyboards, KB, key maps, default. This is the one that was generated with the online generator, and it is an utter and complete mess. I don't even know what the hell is going on here. Apparently this is reconciling the rows and the columns, though. There are only so many columns, though, or so many rows and columns. It might actually pull an error when I try to put this code in, because we have 8, oh God, what do we have? I planned for 15 columns. We have 15 columns in this thing, right? Because I consolidated a couple of them. We had 18 before. I was able to consolidate 3 of them, and now we have 15 columns, but we have 16 positions from the multiplexers. And so one of those is probably just going to be tied to ground or to positive. It doesn't matter. And it's not going to be mapped into keys. So what I may need to do is go into this file and put like a no, whatever the no key thing is on this. What is the no key on this? KCLS, what? Left alt, P, pause, etc. I don't know if there is a no key in this. Escape F4, GH, F6. See, this should map it properly, but I don't know. TRNS? Huh. Weird. Anyway, so I've seen all kinds of different code going around here, and it's been kind of a nightmare. So I don't know what we'll be able to get running on here, if there's going to be a lot of errors with it. We need to get our heads straight on this, and I need to actually hunker down and work. That's the big problem that I've been having, is I haven't had enough time at all on the side in order to get organized and to figure out what's going on here and how to get this stuff going on and how to get it to compile and go into the chip. So we're going to struggle with that a little bit, and then hopefully we will get to the part where we actually vet out the hardware, actually taking a look at the multiplexers and seeing them work and seeing what the speed is like on the keyboard. So let's take a look here. Let's see if we can get something to compile. I mean, before we do that, I have to go over my matrix. Okay, first of all, I just want to take that key map. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to put it into the folder that we've been working on, which is the bother board key maps. And then we'll put it in as the default, because the key map here isn't set at all. So I'm going to put that in there and just replace the file. And now we've got the wackadoodle key map from what we understand from our schematic in there. Let me open up Paint so we have the schematic here, and I can reference it. I had a salami sandwich. This is going to be hell on my I'm going to be I'm gonna be burping a lot. Okay, so according to the code 10 keyless keyboard, what I've been able to observe, did you already work with the methyl ketone? No, it's still just sitting right here. It's still sitting on the desk. We need to do that. That's when we get back to burn the subs. That's one of the top things that we need to work on. Okay, so over here, over yonder, we've got all the schematic stuff that I've been compiling for this. And I had to come up with the exact layout of where all the keys were in terms of rows and columns. It actually seems like, that was the wrong thing that I touched. It actually kind of seems like my row 0 and, or sorry, my column 0, 1, and 2 aren't actually, like, it seems like this should be here. And it seems like they went to the lower pins of the microcontroller when they ran out or something. It's just a weird scheme from the micro. But the layout of the keyboard is such that these rows and columns are just connected like this. They're just connected like this. So we have our diode going from row to column, and then there's nothing else. There's nothing on that. It's a microcontroller pin to another microcontroller pin. I didn't even observe any resistors in there. Is MEK better than acetone? I don't think acetone does much to PETG. I think it does stuff to PETG, but not much. So MEK is like the badass grandma of the ketone types. But anyway, this stuff is like pretty dangerous. Yeah, I'm gonna be wearing gloves and a respirator and all that stuff when we work with it. Way better, way more toxic. Yeah, my exposure is gonna be very limited. I don't know the exact mechanisms or anything like that, but anyway, so these right here, these are the only keys in these columns, these 3 columns. So instead of having 15, 16, I thought it was 16. Okay, well, yeah, instead of having 15, we were able to get rid of 3 of them. Sorry, that's the wrong number. Yeah, instead of having 16, 18. Instead of having 18, God, the numbers are killing me today. I can't do math while the cameras are rolling. Are you kidding me? Instead of having 18 columns, what I decided is that these would double up over here. Now, it's not exactly 4, 5, 6. I think it's 4, 5, 5. I might have just made it 4, 5, 6 on this just because, but I don't think I mapped it that way. I think it's 4, 5, 5. Let me just put that. Let me just do this real quick. I mean, it's all dependent on the wiring. I can't grab that. It's too small. Heard that before. Bop. There we go. Bring that over. 4, 5, 5. Yeah. These are shifts and controls, and having one control on its own column is a little weird. I think that probably goes away when you have what do you call it? When you have like the number keys in there, like the number pad, I believe that these columns would probably be utilized a little bit more. But this is a 10 keyless, so we don't have it. So what we did is move these over to their adjacent buddies, and so now those columns don't need to be populated. So that brought us down to 16, which means, well, below 16, which means that we can put all of the columns on 2 multiplexers. So here's the cool part. We have 2 multiplexers that are scanning all of these columns to see whether or not there's a state change in any of the buttons. We have full diodes on this keyboard, so there is no ghosting. There's no ghosting where if you hit certain buttons, it'll actually trigger as other buttons being hit because the rows and the columns get confused with the flow of the circuit. Well, these diodes in there prevent that. And so what we can do is while we're iterating through one set of columns, we can mirror that and iterate through another set of columns. So all our multiplexer has to do is count up to 8. It just counts up to 8 and then it's done instead of counting all the way up to 16. We don't have to, we can just set all the enables to be enabled. We don't actually need the 3 enable pins even. We're saving so many pins on this thing. It seems like we shouldn't be doing it this way. Dichloromethane. Oh, God. Nope. Modern keyboards do not have that. You know, circuit elements cost money. It costs money. And so you want to save as much money as you can on this keyboard. And so the way to do it is by doing rows and columns in a matrix. You don't have a microcontroller with like 105 pins on it that are GPIOs. Instead, you have a couple GPIO that are dedicated to rows and columns, and they scan across it. And as they scan across, because you know the human body is slow as hell. Even the old Xbox controllers did this. Human body is slow as hell. In terms of the speed of electronics, when you press a button, the electronics can even see your finger bouncing on the contact point of the button. Because you go, and then there's a little bit of a bounce there. And so that pin goes high and low and high and low and high and low. The electronics are fast enough that they can see that and interpret it as multiple key presses. So you have a debouncer that's in there. You can either do a physical debouncer with like a resistor and a capacitor or something of that nature, or you can have a software debouncer that says, this needs to be pressed for a certain number of milliseconds before I will allow it to be a key press. So why not just 7 wires? What? What are you talking about? Look, if I didn't invent this keyboard, all right? I didn't build this keyboard. This ain't my invention. We reverse engineered it and figured out the locations of all of these buttons. The Germans, I believe is it a German company? Is code German? I don't remember. I like blaming the Germans for no reason. Anyway, whoever came up with this scheme for the keyboard, I don't know. They probably had their logic about them. It was probably started as a nice clean table of values, and as they went from product to product to product, it probably got obfuscated. So whatever. Yeah, and the other part is that you need to be able to have multiple key presses on a matrix, which is tough to do. That's why you add the diodes, and that allows you to scan through the rows and the columns and have multiple keys pressed and or held down without it confusing. So what's going on here? Well, I've planned out where my virtual columns and everything should go. Because we're doing multiplexers, because of the way that this thing was designed, we're doing multiplexers. We don't have enough pins on this microcontroller to run everything and the lights and the screen. The display is a very important facet of this. It's not, but I want it. There's just not enough pins. And so what I've decided to do is use multiple multiplexers. So we have one up here that's giving each one of these rows 5 volts in turn. So our loop starts with this piece right here. Our loop starts with this getting a row to 3 volts. Now this is older, these are older chips, these Max 308s. I just happen to have them. They're more for analog stuff. I could really do with some digital multiplexers because I have a feeling they're faster. I don't know if we're gonna have trouble with the timing of the matrix on this, and that's why I wanna do this test. If I need to order hardware, I wanna be able to order hardware pretty quickly. I wanna finish fixing my goddamn keyboard. It's just, I got you guys coming with me like a freaking, yeah, like a cephalopod. Cordial cephalopod, thank you for the 17 months. Holy crap, dude. Thank you so much, cordial cephalopod. Okay, so these might be a little slow, these Max things. I can eventually get a digital, like a different multiplexer. I don't want to use what everybody else is using. The one everybody else is using is like some weird kind of multiplexer for like telecom stuff. And it's got these 3 enable pins, which is really weird. This is nice and simple. All I have to do is give it the binary number on these pins, and then it will trigger that switch. Last Miles, what are you doing? What are you doing? Thank you. Wait, that's a tier those are tier 3 subs. What are you doing? There's a button for tier 3? Dude, what the fuck? Navigator Nomad, Biff Wave Rider, UNV Annihilator, IFO Handcroft, and Throw Guts. You guys all got tier 3s thanks to Last Miles. That is huge. Jesus Christ, dude. Last Miles, thank you so much. That's 5 tier 3 subs. Like those are big. Those are big subs. Those are worth many multiple subs. That's crazy, dude. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm trying not to be too loud because I don't want to wake the puppy up upstairs. I don't want to, because she'll sit by the door to the basement. I just don't want to. Listen, I'm emoting a lot in my head. I'm basically screaming internally. 5 tier 3s. Holy shit, dude. Retired old fart says, cool, no problem. Dude, that is huge. That's huge. All right, back to what we were talking about, QMK and what we need to be doing today. God bless retired old farts. Yeah, seriously, man. That's so awesome. I hope you're learning. I hope you're getting your money out of this stream learning about this stuff. Because I'm trying to put my best foot forward. I haven't been streaming a lot lately because of fucking just medical shit that I've had to do. So I'm back. And I'm hoping that we're going to have, I'm going to be able to do lots more streams. We're going to get through a lot of these projects that have been either holding us hostage, this one, or the ones that I really need to get to, which include burn the subs. So, ooh, nice. Got the French thank you for the gift. I don't know why we give the French so much crap. Like, Americans really shouldn't, because the French have always been friends to America. They always have. And they always get crap from people, and it's like, why? It's not, like, not even in the brotherly love kind of way. Ah, yeah, that's right. And the French Canadians as well. We don't give the French Canadians that much crap. I think the other Canadians give the French Canadians all the crap. Anyway, okay, back to what I was talking about. This is a highly distractible bother. Yeah, if you enjoy being American, thank the frickin' French, right? All right, so here we are. I've got 3 multiplexers in this bastardization of a schematic just to save a couple pins. And we've been able to reduce what would have been 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23 pins. We've reduced to 4, 8, 12 pins, about. We're at about 12 pins. What we pay for that is speed, because we have to iterate through all of this stuff. So in order to take the amount of times that it reads columns down to half, I can double up the GPIOs and read 2 of them at once. I'm that fucking cool. So I can read 2 of them at once, which is a little bit of a problem in the matrix.c code, but we've gotten around it. We can read 2 at once and just scan all 8 and be done, right? We just move through the 8. That's the idea. That's what we're hoping to accomplish here. That's what we're hoping to accomplish here. And then that frees up a bunch of other pins for the other stuff that I've reverse engineered, which is the screen. We didn't really reverse engineer. We reverse engineered the backlight and the 2 RGB LEDs. That 2 RGB LEDs, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 pins of your microcontroller, right? 6 pins of the microcontroller. So what they decided to do is go through this incredible amount of effort in order to do a source transistor and a sink transistor. And what that allowed them to do is double up. So the sink transistors go to both of these because they're only pulsed in sources, right? Look at that. That's cool. That saved them a sum total of 1 pin. They saved 1 pin. They saved what? 1 pin. All this effort for 1 pin. Now I understand needing the transistors there because the sink and the source for the diodes might be more than the microcontroller can handle, so you can't direct power them. But having it pulse between... Now, one person in chat was saying that that allows them to be controlled with the grid of the rest of the matrix, which is not what code did. Code has these going to microcontroller pins. Maybe they are. Maybe they are. Maybe they are controlled with the rest of the thing. But I don't know. We're going to be driving them directly from the microcontroller, though. I don't even know if I need to plug these 2 in. I could just activate them with power, and then we can just... Well, no, I do need to... We need to build that weird fucking scheme in order to power it. Damn it. So weird. And then we've got some kind of a Darlington array going on here. Darlington array is when you use a transistor to trigger a transistor, and that transistor that you trigger is more apropos for the amount of current. So you have a very sensitive trigger on the one transistor, and it does a little bit of a current cascade and allows you to pop off the second transistor a lot more cleanly. Now, this is a quick reverse engineer on this, so I don't know if that's exactly the circuit. I'll figure it out when I remove the microcontroller. My chat has gone French, and I cannot moderate them anymore. Okay, so that's our schematic, and that's what we're trying to accomplish here. This is a lot. This is a lot to vet out initially. We have most of this circuit plugged in. I need to do a little bit more with the circuit when we actually work with it. And then the one problem is this right here. I wrote the matrices to be 15 and not 16 columns. And you know, as per the lookup table for what button is pressed. So I may need to add a column into that key map in order to make that work. So let's take a look at matrix.c. Yeah, Last Miles has been popping off on the gifts, and I appreciate it very much. We don't need this old bother key map. I don't know what to do with that. Okay, so botherboard.c and .h are what defines the board itself. Config.h has more parameters into that. Info.json, I believe, is just like a thing that allows it to define itself. It's so that you know what you're looking at in your files, and if you pull it up in a foreign piece of software, it's able to show you a map of the keys and everything. That's not as important of a program, of a file. Matrix.c, this is the big one right here. This is one that you use when you manipulate the matrix of the keyboard itself. So matrix.c is a rather important piece of software that we need to write. Matrix.c. Now, I've been looking up other matrix.cs. That's where some of this stuff comes in. There was somebody who did a code keyboard revamp, and they used a multiplexer on it, and they wrote this kind of weird-looking software. I sort of did a little bit to rewrite parts of this. They were doing basically turning on a row, or no, turning on a column and then scanning the rows. Now, we could do that, but I don't think this keyboard, you know, in terms of the schematic, I don't think this keyboard is set up to do that. I don't think. I could be wrong about this, but this right here, row and column as per, oh, did my little edit didn't save. What the hell? Well, there's not much changing here. I just did this. Oops, wait. Control Z. Because of the way that this thing is laid out, I believe that we need a pull-down resistor on each of these GPIOs, unless we can do an input pull-down. I mean, the GPIO might have input pull-up built into it. I'm not certain about that. I don't know what the PicoPi has. If it was an input pull-up, I would almost consider putting all of these to ground. Or no, putting this to ground, and then having a pull-up, an internal pull-up on each of these. But if there's, I mean, whatever, we can just add an external pull-down. I'll do like a 10K, and that'll be a weak pull-up. 10K is a pretty weak pull-up. I don't know, but that should be enough that it should quickly influence the voltage level. We need to work in microseconds here, so it's kind of tough. It's a very rough day as our queen has passed, and in Canada, it's a very, very big deal. I raise a glass and cheer to good people that should just shut up. Well, cheer to good people and should just. I thought you were raising a glass to the people that should just shut up. There's plenty of them here. No, yeah, it's a crazy day. As an American, I don't have to care, but it's crazy stuff going on right now, and if your way of dealing with this is to gift subs to me, I am happy to be in reverence. I will not put on a black tie, though. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so my belief is that I need to have a 10K pull down here. There's a lot of hullabaloo in the code about settling the matrix and resetting rows and stuff. We don't need to do that. That's what this is doing. We've got a physical reset on the row. We don't have GPIO that can set themselves low on that. You know, we can't set the row to low because it's either 3 volts or float. So what we do is we have this on there in order to dissipate any residual current that might be left in the row. Sort of, I guess. We might run into problems with this. That's what I'm trying to say. Might run into problems, but we'll see. I mean, I want to run into those problems with my successfully working software. So, okay, we know what the scheme's going to be. Right? We need to iterate through the row. We need to activate the row. Then we need to identify the column, and then we get the pin and the pin plus 8. We get whatever column it is and the column plus 8 at the same time. And then we go to the next one and the next one plus 8, the next one plus 8. And then we come back here and then we go to the next row. Yeah, that's the other one that happened. So the queen has kicked it, and Thurston Waffles, who is also Cat Jam. We lost Cat Jam and we lost Mia. The announcement was just yesterday, and then today the Queen. Yeah, it's a hell of a week for TurboNad, who's on the other side of the pond. Have you guys been like setting off air horns and like screaming into the sky? Is that what you're supposed to do? I don't know. I don't know how you guys deal with it. And the last thing I knew about was Princess Di, and I was just a little kid. Fucking rough week for the Brits out there, man. Okay, anyway, so we know what the scheme is, right? We know what the scheme is here. Long live the king. It's weird to hear that. It's really weird to hear that. I have mostly everything hooked up except for this resistor here, but we want to get everything else working. Yeah, long live Cat Jam and Mia. Yeah, it's weird hearing long live the king. Okay. So, I don't think I hooked this up. Did we? I think we did. I think we got everything here on the board, except for the resistor down. So here's what we do in this code. We have basically a Boolean return. I don't know why this is a Boolean return and not a void. I don't know why this reads a 1 or a 0 coming back. I think maybe it's so that the 1 or the 0 can be put into the column variable properly in this code. This code was one where it activated the column and scanned the rows, and so the logic of it was a little weird. And so they did a lot of Boolean returns instead of directly reading the column and putting it right into the matrix, which we could do. We could do that, and then that would mean we don't need to do this. So read columns on row is a function. It's weakly attributed in the main code, which means if we rewrite it here, ours will override it. So down here we have, oh yeah, I've moved some of the weak attributes into here. We'll probably have to delete these, but this is how the original code worked. Where's the good one? It's like the same function too. I don't understand how this code ever went together. I opened the original Matrix C and I read it because you need to do that when you work with a big professional microcontroller program. Everything is referential to everything else, and there's no solid numbers anywhere. It's an utter mess. Yeah, do we have to say God save the king now? That's a lot. That's a big ask. Matrix read columns on row, right? Gonna leave now. Have a good day. I do not understand the circuit, but as clearly as I'm reacting badly to. Hey, man, I appreciate all the gift subs, and I don't know. I tried to make the circuit understandable. It's matrix stuff. All the rows and the columns are connected, and they have buttons between them. So if we give 3 volts on a row, we look for positive on the columns, and then we move on to the next row by unsetting the 3 volts on that row and setting it on the next one. That's how it works. I know that's not incredibly clear, but that's as simple as I think I can put it. Everything is done in a grid, and we don't just have a billion switches on everything. We basically put 3 volts there, then we put 3 volts there, then we put 3 volts there, and then we see where the positives come in over there. That's how it works. That's how it worked. That's how all these modern, if you got a lot of buttons, that's how they're going to work. I love doing direct button to keys because it's so much easier and faster, but we don't have that option here. This is just how this thing is made. So in the original matrix.c, what it did in order to do all this work, it would set, and this is a weird variable, matrix row t, current row value equal to 0. If you don't select the row, the current row, so if there is a no pin in that row, I don't have any code that does anything with no pins, but it does, basically what it does is we have a little bit of a delay for everything to settle. Then it makes basically a row shifter variable. What is that for? Current matrix row t. So it sets the row, and then for column index of 0 to the size of the matrix plus, and for some reason row shifter shift left. That's a weird one. They're using a lot of bit shifting in order to make sure that things go in properly. And then what they'll do is they'll set the current row value, blah, 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 blah. They have just like a weird little logic thing there that's going to put a 1 into the right position. It's really convoluted microcontroller code. I don't like the way that this thing is coded at all, because as somebody who tries to have a stream that people can understand, because currently even the simplest stuff everyone will struggle with. I don't like it when things are like this, like single row, whatever they are, logic statements. Like that's like an if statement right there. What? If the pin state is equal to row, put in the row. Yeah, this is very optimized. You're right. This stuff, I don't even know, because I feel like the compiler would optimize if you just wrote an if statement. Like I feel like the compiler would do this optimization and make it nice and simple for you. So why write it like this? It's only just confusing. Anyway, we're not going to use these. I use these as an example of how the original code worked. So matrix output, unselect delay, current row value does not equal 0. So this piece of code right here, after all that optimization, this piece of code right here, assuming that all of your columns are directly connected to the microcontroller, what it does is it pulls those columns and waits for all of the signals in the columns to go high so that they're unset. We're setting it with a high signal level. They're setting it with a low signal level. So what they do is they select it, and then they unselect it, and they wait for everything to go high. And once that's verified, then it moves on. So it'll update the matrix for the current row value. We're not doing that. We're not doing that because we don't have the ability to sense what the state of all the columns are. And I hope that's not going to be a problem. I mean, we could technically turn it into a system that activates the row. No, we don't have enough pins to make it do that. So anyway, I just wanted to read this part of the code. That's just what they're doing here. So we can get rid of the weak attribute things that I put in. So we start down here. And so this person who rewrote this for the, they rewrote this code for the Code 10 keyless keyboard. They were using a different microcontroller with a different scheme on it. But what they're doing is starting off with, and I actually had to change this around so that it would go from row to row. They were going column to column. We start with the current row equal to 0, and then we go until we are less than the number of total rows of the matrix. That's 8. So it goes from 0 to all the way to the number 8, and then it cancels. Now you could probably rewrite this a little bit in order to make it faster, make it not have to actually check and find an 8. But anyway, matrix rows, and we just plus through the loop. So we're plussing through the loop, and we're activating the rows. That's our initial setup, right? So max308 set row address. Now I've written a driver, max308.c and .h. What I decided to do, because we are doubling up the max308s over here, because we have 2 of them, I am just simply writing a driver for the row and then writing a driver for the column. They're 2 separate programs, and all they're doing, basically using somebody else's code and their whole scheme, using their code in order to set things and make sure that everybody's happy. Now we're not gonna do the initialization. I decided we don't need to do that. We don't need to do anything with the enable pins. We do need to initialize the rows and the columns, I think. Set pin output, write pin low. Well, for the row, we don't even need to write the pin. We don't even have this. Never mind. For the address rows, right. Okay, that's for the address rows. For the enable pin, we don't need this. But these are all under if defined, so at least we've got that. Set enabled row, Boolean enabled. Set enabled row, write pin for the pin row. Yeah, we don't need to use that function. That function is not needed. When we set the address row, for I is equal to 0, I is less than the address pin count of the row, which we just set at the top of this program. It's really weird. The address pin count is 3. I mean, there's 3 pins, right? It's weird that they would do it with a loop like this. But anyway, I++. So what we're doing is we are set the pin output of the address pin and write the pin low for the address pin. So we're setting... Oh, no, that's initialized. Sorry. Derp. We are writing a pin to whatever the value is that we're doing, 0 through 8, right? 0 through 8, and it just gets bit shifted onto the into the loop. Which again, I don't like. If I were writing this, you could, I guess. Okay, so I guess this loop takes time to initiate, right? It has to go through and count the eyes and do all that stuff. Whereas I'm not certain about the Raspberry Pi Pico, but I know on the AVR, you just have like, you could just look at a register in order to do this. So if if you know your processor, you can optimize the ever-loving crap out of this by simply moving a binary number into the pin register. You just move a binary number into the pin register and do that. I don't know if the Raspberry Pi Pico allows you to do that, though. Let's check. Raspberry Pi Pico, what was that? Code rushed! Oh my god, it's code rushed. Rating with a party of 21. We'll sit them by the bathroom. We're looking at professional microcontroller code today for the QMK project. The QMK, the like pretty universal keyboard project. And I've written a driver that lets me use Max 308s, an ancient multiplexer chip, in order to run my code 10 keyless keyboard takeover. They used the Sonics microcontroller that had a ton of pinouts on it. That's this guy right here. And then they had a second microcontroller that would do the lighting. We're putting it all over to a Raspberry Pi Pico, and in order to get QMK to work with our system, we don't have enough pins. So what I've had to do is use multiplexers, and these just happen to be what I have on hand, the Max 308s. These are analog multiplexers. So when these switches close, they'll take whatever voltage level is within range here. You can have them go up to 15 volts, but we don't need that. We just need digital. It just needs to be digital on this. So I don't know if this is going to work or not. So we're doing a test, but in order to do a test, we need a bunch of code. How'd you get your hands on a Pico? I bought like 5 or 10 of them right at the beginning, right when they came out. This is not the new Pico. This is the older Pico, but it still checks out. It's still good. It's still a good platform. I've been looking for a project for them. And it was actually Twisted Sister that said, hey, you should grab these. Excuse me, hold on, I'm burping. Salami sandwich was a bad idea. Probably shouldn't have done that before streaming. It's not the first time I've done that. Bothers a scalper. No, Twisted Sister told me that they were available and they were only a couple dollars. I was like, I gotta get some. I just ordered a bunch. Rush them. Older than most Zoomers on Twitch. What do you, huh? Oh, the chip. Yeah. It is actually. The data sheet for it, I think it's copyright like 1992. Okay, so we have just about the same thing on the columns. When we initialize the columns, we're just telling the microcontroller that those are the pins we're using. And then when we set the address, we're doing a for loop that's setting the address. I wanted to look up pin register. If there's a pin register on this microcontroller. Yes. 28 programmable GPIO pins. So that's 8 rows and 15 in columns. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23 out of 28 pins if we were to go the direct way of hooking up our matrix to the GPIO. That's just not going to work. We'd have 2 pins available to us, which we could put to I2C, and then we could have a screen and all the buttons work, but we wouldn't have any LEDs unless we put the LEDs into the matrix, which is one way of doing it. Love my Pis. I wish I'd bought a few more of the Pi 8 gigabytes for my cluster. I haven't gotten the new ones. 3B Plus is what I go up to around here. 3B Plus, and the 3B Pluses that I'm using are being used in pretty interesting applications. I've got one that runs all the Tasmota lighting. So when I go from this scene to this scene, my light turns on and off, and it doesn't blow out your guys' view of my beautiful face. See how it turns off? So that's all Node Red and Tasmota. So that's what the one Raspberry Pi is running Node Red, and I'm able to build in smart home stuff into my shop. And then Tasmota keeps it from phoning home, so China isn't sitting there monitoring my light usage. And then on that same Raspberry Pi, I'm running Fridge Pi. I don't think it's called Fridge Pi. I forget what it's called. It is basically a brewing tool that can run an ESP8266 that you've hooked up to your refrigerator. I have a little drinks fridge that sits in the back of the shop, and I use it as a fridge most of the time. Right now it's off. I need to clean it out and get it back up and running. When I brew, what it'll do is it'll keep the temperature profile going on the actual the wort, while the yeast is eating it. It keeps it at an ideal temperature to make sure that everything goes through perfectly, and it's amazing. It's done some really good work, and so that's the second function of that Raspberry Pi. It's running both of those things. The other thing I do with Raspberry Pis, burn the subs. Giant wooden board behind me that eventually is going to be burning the names of subscribers onto itself using a blue laser. That's sort of the pièce de résistance here around the shop. That's sort of the big thing. No, the Raisin Day Earth Day. I don't know how to fucking say words. Anyway, so the thing behind me is a big XY table, and the Raspberry Pi logs into the Twitch API, gets the names of subs, turns it into G code, and streams it over to what will be a clipper running, basically a 3D printer board, but we're going to turn this into the laser control. That's the stuff I do with Pis. Those are the only projects that I've been able to find that really utilize. Oh yeah, and the last Raspberry Pi is in a control box back there for my my brewing system. It regulates the temperatures in the brewing system. Somebody have a fridge IoT stuff that harvests the temperature difference between inside and outside somehow. Can't figure out a way to do it. Oh man, I don't know. I haven't messed with that stuff lately. A Peltier maybe. Anyway, I'm looking to see if we can take over the pin registers directly. It doesn't look like it. We can assign each one to a bit in a 32-bit hardware register, which is mapped to 32 bits of memory in the RPi 2040's address space. The GPIO functions are controlled by writing a 1 bit to the correct position in the GPIO register. This is basically what I'm talking about. If you did this with pin registers, you would have to, you know, if you wanted to have the if you wanted to have like the swappable nature of QMK for each of your processors, you would need to define how the pin registers are working exactly. It's not that big of a deal to do. It just means that you can really speed up your code because you're just directly influencing like a value. You just have a variable basically. I don't want to make holes into the side of a fridge. Well, sometimes you gotta, and unfortunately in doing so, you risk nicking a compressor line. You know, you got you've got that stuff like squiggled into all the stuff. Below is a new updated program that doesn't require a C file in our routines to control the GPIO pins. We pass the pin number as parameter 1, which means it is R0. We place it in R3 and then shift it left, blah, 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 blah. So, BL GPIO in it. Move, oh, they're using machine code commands. Move R0 to the LED pin 1, etc., etc. Jesus. Yeah, this isn't quite what I was talking about, but this is basically how you would do it. I need to just peel apart some of this stuff. The Raspberry Pi is actually a lot of fun to do physical computing on when you're doing it in Python, because you could just throw pins into stuff, and it works relatively nicely. It's just a lot of head space. There's so much computational overhead for a Raspberry Pi that I typically do not put it into projects. This is, of course, not what I'm talking about. This is the Raspberry Pi chip, which can also run Python, but we're running QMK on it. We went through an Adafruit tutorial and got the screen working, and now we've got to get the rest of this thing working and operating the matrix of this keyboard. So I'm just reviewing. This is our driver file that I made. It was based on a different driver file. We are just simply we're not going to need to set enables, and I'm not going to need to set an enable pin. I don't need to do that. So we're just setting the pin outputs, and I guess we're going to allow it to have for loops in it, even though they're slow for what we're doing. Yeah, we're doing mechanical keyboard stuff. It's an oh no for sure. Here's the matrix.c. So we start off with our max 308 set the row address. We probably should initialize it, huh? Matrix init custom. Okay, we already have that. So when it initializes, I don't know what part of the code is triggering any of this stuff to run. I'm just writing it based on what I saw in other files. So we're initializing the row and the columns address pins. We don't need to do anything with the enables. We're gonna hard enable all of our chips because they don't need to be disabled for any reason. Changed is equal to false. For some reason, matrix scan custom is returning a Boolean, and I don't know why. But either way, matrix scan custom matrix row t, the underscore t that makes it a variable. It's like the uint8t. So when there's that t there, it's not, Notepad++ isn't highlighting it, but apparently it's some kind of a variable that contains the entire matrix of the keyboard. I don't know why we're calling it row. I guess it's per row there is one number that represents all of the columns. So it's all in binary, it represents all the columns. Yeah, t is a variable type. I had to learn that yesterday. I had to look that up. In the tiny little bit of time that I have between looking at, oh god, my glucose level sucks. Hold on one sec. In the tiny little bit of coding time that I have while looking at this little thing, looking at this little puppy here, this little sleepy puppy, I can't code while I'm looking after the puppy. You can see that she's an absolute terror. Completely unmanageable. Become ungovernable. Be a puppy. Anyway, so I've been distracted from this code. I haven't gotten a lot done on it since last stream. Let's take a look at how it's working though. So what's happening here, we start off and apparently all this stuff is being configured and ready to go, right? And then over here, we're starting matrix scan custom as a Boolean. Whoever coded this stuff that I'm basing my code off of loves their Booleans. And I don't know why, because I don't see them used a lot. I don't really see a lot of, I don't see anything happening from the returns here. And I don't think the original matrix C had matrix scan custom row, blah, 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 blah. Whatever, let's just work with it. So anyway, current row is equal to 0. Current row is less than the matrix rows, and we iterate positively through the rows until we're finished. Now, if you really wanted to optimize, apparently subtraction happens a little bit faster than addition. So if we could start with matrix rows and go minus minus until we're less than 0. So until the variable, well, it's a uint8t. So you would have to do a less than or equals to, and I don't know what that does for the speed. I don't know what the or equals to adds to function execution time. I'll have to look that up sometime. And it depends on the processor too. Select row, wait for the column to stabilize. So max 308, set row address. So current row would be 0, it would set a 000, and then there's a little bit of a delay. I don't know exactly what that delay function is doing. I hope it doesn't check on other stuff. It probably just is a microsecond delay that you set somewhere. I don't like this because it's referencing something that I don't know where the fuck this is. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it is. But anyway, once that delay is executed, then we read columns on that row. So we pass the current matrix into this function. We pass the row that we're on into the function just so it knows for its records keeping. And then we read the columns on the row and we pass that into changed. And we return whether or not that's changed. So the Boolean return from read columns on row goes into this variable. If something on that row changed, if anything on the entire keyboard changes, then we return changed. That probably sets it so that the keyboard can go to sleep. That's probably what that's for. Right, and I was reading the original a little bit. I didn't get through a lot of that. I had a couple functions pasted in here from the original, but I didn't quite get there. I will in the future, but I don't think I need to know much more than I already do right now. It would just basically be for my own records keeping, just so I know what the hell's going on. Oh, look at that, unselect. Unselect row, we don't need to do that. So max 308 set row enabled to false. I would have had a function in there that would unset the enable pin, but unsetting the enable pin, it's not going to do anything. I mean, when we're not looking at that row and we're not activating that row specifically, It's one of these has always got to be active. That's just how this works. So if I unset the enable, I don't even know what would happen there. So all that stuff we're just ignoring. We're just setting these always to be enabled. And then we're not doing these three right there. So yeah, we're always enabled. Just going to draw that in there just so I remember. Okay, always enabled. We're scanning through the rows. The world is our oyster. Read columns on row. So we're passing in an entire matrix, I guess. A matrix of, are they pins? Wait, what are those? Matrix row T, current matrix of variable. I don't know. Anyway, read, what is it? Read columns on row. Read calls on row. Just highlight that. Read columns on row. That's this. So this function is, because it's weak, that function is weakly attributed in the matrix.c file, we are overwriting it with our function. So that's why we're able to do this. We want to return a Boolean variable that's not highlighting for some reason. I don't think the language is in here quite the way it should be. Yeah, falses and the trues highlight on my other machine. I don't know why. Anyway, Boolean matrix changed is equal to false. New introduction. Oh, geez. QMK and Pico, consider me hooked. Currently have two SAT sharing. Oh, two of these microcontrollers staring at me next to a load of switches. Ah, well, the thing is, we're doing, as usual, our project is not just a Raspberry Pi Pico running QMK. Because of the layout of the code keyboard that I'm rescuing, we're doing a weird thing with it. Super weird. We have to use multiple muxes in order to share and unshare pins in the keyboard. And so as such, there's a lot of weird stuff going on here. These Max 308s, I just happen to have a ton of them in a bin. So they're perfect for this. Well, they're not perfect for this application. They're not digital. They're analog, which is weird. That means that the settling time might be too much for everything. We're going to test that and see. And that's what we're trying to get to here. So the projects that I've seen using the Raspberry Pi Pico with the code 10 keyless, what they'll do is either just run one mux for the columns and then run all the rows into the microcontroller and then not have enough pins to run things like LEDs. So yeah, that's what. So that was something that I was, because I went through this code before I looked at matrix.c. I went through this code and I renamed everything row to column and everything column to row, which was a mistake because the way the keyboard overall stores this information is by row, it has a number, a binary number that represents the state of the columns. So that's what we need to populate, even though we're not scanning the way that it expects, basically. So there was some weird code in here because they were scanning a 0 to equal a 1, and so they had all this stuff broken out. This is how I'm doing the two pin reads at once. What we basically do is we're going through here. Now that we've got our row passed into this function, we'll start with a Boolean that's triggered false, and we'll overwrite that if things have actually changed. So for our column index from 0 to, and I had to do less than 8, column index plus plus. And the reason I had to do less than 8 was because we have two multiplexers. And at that point, I can't use generic variable names in here. I could say the overall number of columns minus 8, right? I could do that, but it's not necessary to do. I'm just putting a variable directly in because our application is so weird and unique that it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter at that point. We've got such a weird application that it's not going to be something that's universal. I'm not going to have code that you can go in and say, I've got 4 multiplexers. I'm not doing that. So for our custom thing, I am just saying less than a whole number. It's not good programming parlance, but it's how we're getting there. So Max 308, set column enabled, true. I don't need that. We're not doing enables. Everything's always enabled. Actually, I'll do this. I'll do this. We don't do enables. Set the column address based on the index that we're on. Okay, so we've activated the pin. Now, the question is whether or not we need to wait. But matrix column Last column value is equal to the current matrix of the column value. So while we're waiting for this thing to settle in the next couple milliseconds, we are going to take whatever, it's weird that, okay, so matrix column of T, last column value, current matrix to the column index. We're taking all of the columns. And then we're taking all the columns, and I had to make these two variables because we're taking all the columns and then we're taking all the columns again. But why are we doing that here? We should probably be doing that outside of the loop. If we're storing the entire column index, no, this is wrong. Shouldn't it? That should be the row. And this shouldn't be, yeah, matrix column T, current matrix, and then current row. This should be current row. Why would, okay, am I not understanding how this works? I think that might be part of it. That should be the row, yeah, because we're storing all of it as a thing. So what we should be doing, this should be happening up here. Because we're scanning through the columns that are stored on this row. So this should be the current row. And then the current row plus 8. And that way we have the last, and this should be the row value, right? Last row value. Last row value 1 and 2 of the current row and the current row plus 8. Yeah, that's okay. This is starting to make a lot more sense. See, guys, I'm dumb. I'm like chronically, like extremely dumb. There's like, I've got a dumb limiter on my brain, and I keep calling this doctor and going, Doc, I need you to remove the dumb limiter on my brain. And then he just says no and hangs up. And he says, stop calling this number sometimes. But I think he cares. I think he really cares. He wants those limiters on there so I don't hurt myself. I have a dumb limiter on my brain. I'm not that smart. And I haven't had time to look at this code. So this is helping me massively, being able to look at this code with you guys. And I mean, Pyro's locked in. I really appreciate all the help. Just getting these little tiny questions answered, because usually a question like this will send me on like a chase, and then I'll have to come back to it. And by that time, the dog needs to go out. Like that kind of stuff has been happening. So now that I'm streaming, I'm locked in. We're gonna get this stuff. One row contains both column mux bits. He's smart, he's just not a programmer. That's giving me too much credit. I'm not anything, really. I sit here and I talk at the furniture. All right, so. One row contains both column bits. You're correct. You are correct. Yeah. Store last value of row, and that's going to be this. We're going to have to rewrite a lot of code down below. I'm going to have to get another picture of iced tea. I don't think I have iced tea mix anymore. I'll just get a picture of water or something. But this thing is already dirty with iced tea. All right, anyway. You're correct. You're correct, because it has 16 binary bits that we are looking at. So we only need to read this once. Okay, so that changes things. This level of understanding, I'm gonna get closer. Actually, reading this code is difficult. Some of us do it all day, and it just takes a lot of time. Yeah. I mean, I'm relatively comfortable programming a microcontroller and reading other people's programs in a microcontroller. This is one of the first times that we've sort of skirted with actual real microcontroller code, which has a lot of referential stuff going on. I get a lot of files, referencing files, importing files, and it's just I find it unnecessarily tough. I could have coded this thing from the ground up, but I've needed to take a look at the QMK project for a while anyway. And I'm doing it with a lot less blood in my body. Those doctors, they stole my fucking blood. They stole it, and I'll never get it back from them. I'll never get it back. It's my property. Not only did they do the 500-gram draw, they also did 7 vials of blood for tests. God. We need a user interface. We need like a user interface, like an OBD port, the human OBD port. I guess that is what the blood is. All right. So we are setting the column address at the index, which is 0 to 8. So that's going to set 0 to 8, and then 0 to 7, and then 9, and then 8 through 15. Probably necessarily tough to be portable to anything on Earth. Hell's always get iffy. I don't even know any of those words that you've just typed. I don't know what any of that stuff means. Huh? I feel like I just had a stroke. And it's not your fault. It's just my non-knowledge of what you're talking about. If read pin, column pin of 0. Why are we reading? Oh, yeah, that's right. Column pin. So in the column pins, what I've done, all of them are defined as no pin. If we open up the configuration, the settings over here, and again, this is what I'm talking about with files, referencing files, referencing files, referencing files. In the config.h, we have matrix row pins, matrix column pins. And the column pins are just set up as GP2 and GP3, and everything else is no pin. The reason that it's set up like this is because things will be referencing the size of this. Things will be referencing the size of this. How many no pins there are here for the rows and the columns will determine other stuff, like looking up a matrix. So I need those pins to be there, but they're not actually connected to the microcontroller, so they get no underscore pin. And there's a way that we could make this thing cognizant to the no pins and actually skip them when it's doing stuff. But I'm not gonna, we don't need that with our scheme. This is a bunch of shit is what this is. It's so complicated. I thank you guys for watching. I appreciate having plenty of viewers for this kind of content, because this is weird. This is weird stuff, and I'm in over my head. But I happen to sort of, kind of, almost understand what the hell's going on. All right, so anyway, max308 set column address, and we set it to 0 to 8. And so that's going to activate both of our muxes, and that's going to set it to those specific columns. We don't know what that settling time is. We may need a matrix IO delay. So what I'll do is I'll write in, just for sharts and gargles here, I'll do, what is that function called again? What is that matrix IO delay again? I mean, we already had a matrix IO delay for the row. I'm not sure if we're going to need one for the columns. Or maybe we don't need one for the rows, and we need one for the columns. Actually, I feel like we probably, yeah, you know what? Because if we do this, then each time, so muxes need settling time. You really, for real? All right, check the column for the first max 308. Read column pin of 0. We just read column pins of 0 and 1. I don't know where this variable's coming in. Oh, here we go. Matrix column pins into this variable. All right, matrix row pins, matrix. I don't even know if I need. Do I even need this? Row pins. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Select row. UNAT row. Where's what the fuck? What is this one? Pin T, pin, no pin, select pin, blah, 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 return false. Get fucked function. We don't need you here. We don't need you here. You're not welcome. Yeah, we don't need this at all. So without this, oh, and select columns. Yeah, that's the wrong one too. We're directly using the max 308 functions. Now, the way to do this in the big one. Oh yeah, we need to our init pins. I don't know what to do with yet. In the big scheme of things, at one point I was working on this and I was writing a function that used the driver function that referenced another function. I was like, no, let's back this up a little bit. We don't even need anything referencing rows. If we want a clean variable, I guess we could do column pins and put that in there as a pin T type. I guess that's all right. So we'll do that, and so we'll still use their functions in order to trigger this. And so what we've got now is column pins of 0 and 1, which we've fooled it into being GP 2 and 3. So we read the column pin at 0, and if the pin is high, we set the column bit. Now, I'm wondering if we could just directly put that read in there. I guess not. I guess we do the if statement, and depending on the outcome, that'll set it to a 1 or a 0. We'll just leave that in there. So that's taking the current column and it's shifting it. Why do we have matrix row shifter? What is that? I think this is a holdover. I don't know what's going on with that. That's a holdover from other code. I think there was matrix init shift or init row and column, but what is the row shifter? It's not even declared. That was part of the original code. I don't know if the matrix row. We need to look at. I think I need to look at the other code and figure out what they were doing with it. So let's. I need to open up. I can open up Discord in this window. Stream projects. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Now I need to open up the one from Fatanon that was talking about the specific code keyboard, even though it's an older code keyboard. So I need to scroll all the way up to this thing, find it in my stream projects. Where is it? That would be way up here. There it is. Got him. Got him. Do your own way of setting and clearing bits. Okay. I want to know what they were doing with it, though. This is, what is this? Custom matrix, what? I can't read all that text. Oh, that's for split keyboards. Hold on, that's the wrong one. There it is. No, wait, that's not it. Hold on, I'm almost there. Okay, this is the one. This is the one that somebody specifically wrote for WASDAT. So in their matrix.c, I just want to see what they're doing with it. This is the original stuff. Dot. It's like a matrix something shifter. It's weird. Set column, read rows, return changed. Init custom. Select column. Matrix row shifter. What is that? It's just called. There's nothing. Huh. Yeah, it might be in the original Matrix H. Let's take a look at the original Matrix H. Firmware. And then this is going to be in... Where is that again? It is in... I think it's TMK core. Where the hell is matrix.h again? I mean, I guess I could look at like a generic keyboard, but I think there's an original file here somewhere. Is it in quantum? Action bitwise EJKLM matrix common matrix.h and c. Here we go. Matrix. I like to look at the C file, and let's look up matrix row shifter. Matrix row T row shifter. So it's a matrix row type. The row shifter is equal to the matrix row shifter. That's what they're doing there with that, but it's not declared. It's only used in the code. Man, where is this thing getting called? Define matrix row shifter as matrix row type 1. What the hell does that even mean? What is this? What the, huh? Is that, it's just setting it as a 1. It's just setting it as, it's just 1. Well, we don't have to touch it, but it's, what the fuck? This is what I'm talking about with this code. Yeah, I went through 4 files in order to finally figure out that it's just a 1. Oh my God. I guess technically you could maybe set that to a 0 if you change things around, but it just depends on how I use it. I mean, what they're doing here is they are setting it, what is tilde? Does that just make it not whatever? Because they're just shifting it a certain amount and then bitwising it into the rest of the thing. God, that's weird. Weird bit shifty crap is what they're doing. I don't understand. Yeah, I guess it needs to be the variable type so that it can be a like a current matrix column T or whatever. Should that be row T? I think that's matrix row T. I think I called that the wrong thing, right? I think it is row T. Matrix row T, current matrix. Yeah, I need to rename that. Matrix row. I literally renamed all the rows to columns, and I think that's a big mistake because now all my shit's wrong. Current matrix, current rows. Current row gets loaded up into our last row value. And then if our last row value, we don't, all that's doing is dictating whether or not anything has changed. So yeah, if the last column value does not equal the current matrix column, and that would be last row value, right? And it's not even 1. There's not even a 1 on that. That would just be the whole thing. So we don't need, okay, hold on. We don't need this if statement here. Where is that? Did I get rid of it on? Oh, yeah. Okay, I made an OR on this. I don't need the OR. Okay. So last column value does not equal, and we don't need parentheses around this whole thing. The last column value does not equal the current matrix of the column index. Maybe row index. Or no, it's just the current matrix of the current row. Okay, so we're out of the loops. We've done all of our iterating. We haven't done all of our iterating through the columns. So actually this can actually just come out here. That's the better place for it. Oh God, they used spaces. I hate it. Hold on. I gotta undo that. Ugh. Blech. There. So once we get all of the values of the columns and we punch them into where they go, we determine if there's any state change, and then we set the variable equal to true, whereas it was set false all the way up here. Man, this code was weird. This code needed needs a lot of little things to get it back to kind of where I like it to be. So yeah, the last column value is last row value. Last row value here, set up here as the current row with the current matrix. Then we check it again because we are current column setting it current matrix row index. And it's current matrix, row shifter, current column +8. And then current matrix. Now is it, yeah, it's +8, right? It's not +7? Because I'm adding to a column value that starts at 0. Yeah, it is 8. Okay. All right, I think that cleans up the code. I think that actually makes it functional again. Column from first, column from second, column pin 0 and 1, 0 +8, current matrix row index, and that unsets, and this one sets. So clear the column bit if the pin's low. If the pin's high, set the column bit. Because we're doing high and low. We flipped high and low, which might be a mistake, but we're going to make that mistake, and we're going to see what happens. Swapped rows and columns where you read the pins. Where you read the pins. Last row value does not equal current matrix of the current row. Oh, it's not current row, is it? No, it is current row. Current row, current column. That's correct. Because we're looping. Oh, no, it's not current column. It's column index. Okay. Jesus Christ. Good call. Good call, good call. Because that's what's putting the 1 or the 0 in there, right? And then we're doing it on the row of the row index. Yeah, this is hell. This is hell. What was that? It was like the meme, like the 10-hour Home Depot theme, and then the YouTube thing was just said "This is hell," but it was in the Home Depot logo. I don't know where that video went. I can't find it anymore. Oh, we're 2 pages deep now. That one has Cat Jam on it. Ah, oh, rest in peace, Shrimpo. Thurston Waffles has passed. That's what all the news is about today. That Thurston Waffles has passed away. Poor kitty. He's probably screaming about going for walks in the afterlife. I can't find the one that I wanted to play. It's a Home Depot theme, but it's This Is Hell. Just pasted on the front there. Yeah, Cat Jam and Mia. Oh, poor kitty. I hate this. I can't stand it. Please. 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 Okay, there. All right, I'm saving that. All right. Have I mostly unfucked my code? I feel like I need parentheses around this just because I don't know how the processor's going to handle that. It probably will be fine, but I'm using real numbers, which is weird. I probably should be referencing a number that's referenced to a reference of a reference file. Yeah, so we check to see if the last row value is equal to the current row value now that we've gotten a whole row. Got a whole entire row now to see if it changed. And then we return that the matrix has changed. All right, I think we're good on that. Init row, init column, init pins. Init pins I need to find somewhere. Wait, it's not in there. That would be in the in this guy somewhere. Scan all key states to init the matrix. Early stage of startup before matrix init option. Oh my god. This is deep. This is too deep into code. Yeah, power control. If split keyboard. No. C++. Row shifter. Yeah, that's what we were trying to find there. Bleh. This is so goddamn deep in the code. I hate it. What was I even looking up? Init. Matrix init pins. Unselect columns for UNT 0 to rows per hand. If row pin does not equal no pin, set input high. Atomic row pins. I don't know what atomic means. But for the row pin of X. So matrix init pins we don't need to do. I can set them as low just for the initialization because we don't unselect our columns. Unselect column for UNT matrix columns, unselect column. Okay. Unselect columns runs unselect column, which is this. What the fuck? These are weird little functions. Set pin output right high, set pin output high atomic. What the fuck does that even mean? Okay. What is high atomic? Atomic block force on, set input high of pin. What? Huh? What does that even... What does that even mean? I don't know what that means. I'm gonna punch this thing into atomic block. It sounds like something you'd cry out in like a mech battle. Automatically and non-automatically executed code. Macros in this header file require ISO blah blah blah. The macros in the header file deal with code blocks that are guaranteed to be executed automatically or non-automatically. The term atomic is in this context refers to the inability of the respective code to be interrupted. These macros operate via automatic. Atomic versus automatic. This is fuck. All right. Manipulation of the global interrupt status. SREG register, exit paths. Okay, so this keeps it from being interrupted by an interrupt state. I don't know how much interrupt state we're really dealing with here. Unless atomic force on to non-atomic force off, or what the fuck? A typical example that requires atomic access, I guess it's supposed to be read automatic, but that word is atomic. Yeah, that's what I think it is. A fancy way to say thread safe. There's still an, okay, hold on, give me a sec. Interrupt status will be restored to the same value when entering the respective, unless atomic force on. I don't know, man. It's a lot. I'm just wondering about initializing everything. I want to make sure that my pins actually work. Row index. Set address. That's from a Max 308 driver. Using atomic to mean indivisible. Really? Which would mean you'd have to split an atom in order to divide it. Weird. Okay. Current matrix, current row. Highlight that. Current row plus plus. Set the address to the current row. Set row address, current row. Change matrix, we're passing the current matrix, current row. Current row is a variable type of UN8T. Current row, UN8T passed into here. Current row, UN8T on the current matrix equal to last row value. Wait. It's a UN8T. UN8T. Oh yeah, there's only 8 rows. Okay, never mind. Never mind, that's fine. There's only 8 rows. Wait, but the current row is supposed to be 16 bits. Shouldn't this break? No. No, wait. No. No. Current row is a UN8T because there's only 8 rows. We're only referencing 1 to 8. Current matrix is of type matrix row. Okay. Okay, so where's the issue? Rudely interrupted by my phone. You still have an issue with row index. I don't think, I left one in. Column index, column index, column index. Oh, row index, yeah. It's row, current row. Current row, row, row your boat. Okay, so that's how we're referencing, yeah, that. We're bitwising. Why did I just re-sign into chat? What's your deal? No, current row is not a bit mask. No. Current row is just a number. It's 0 to 8. But that 0 to 8 is referenced in the matrix where it has all of the values of the keys. Yeah, it's just an index. Current matrix, last row value, blah blah blah. Matrix change is equal to true. Okay, so I think that's good. Save that. I'm wondering about initialization. I want to make sure that my pin's in it properly. So I mean, we need these 2 pins. So we need to go through row pins and column pins as long as they're not no pins. And we need to initialize them. We need to initialize them, and I think that's it. So I don't know about all this atomic bullshit that's going on. Because we could just write, I mean, we don't need to write the pin. We just need to set it as an input pin. Oh my God. Okay, set output right low, I don't need to worry about. Get rid of this. I don't know about like pull down, like automatic pull down state. It would be nice if we could activate that. Demi. Pico, pin pull down. Demethel just subbed for 39 months. Demethel, thank you so much for the 39 months. I really appreciate you coming out here and subbing and putting all these emotes into the chat. Very nice of you. Defaulting GPIO pins to pull down. Defaulting to pull down. Leaving digital input pins floating is generally considered blah, 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 blah. Suitable compromise to enable switchable weak pull down within the chip. What is this? This isn't answering any of my questions. Most microcontrollers default high Z. How do you do it in code? Pull up, pull down function. I get it. I get it. I know what I'm doing. I just need to know what it does in the code. PUD up and PUD down? What the fuck? What is it? Hold on, this needs to be in like C. Blah. Working through the get started with MicroPython. Currently on the section dealing with inputs, it says each of the GPIO pins has a resistor that by default is pull down mode. When I run the below code, nothing connected to any pins, it flips between a 1 and a 0, meaning it's floating. They all appear to be floating. Does anybody know what I'm missing? From page 13, P2, pin 2, pin in, pin pull up. What the fuck? Pin pull down constant as well. There's no pin pull none. So can I just say, well, it's pin dot pull up. I don't even know if this is the right thing in the right language. I don't know how this works. Machine pin 16, pin in, pin function, pull down. Well, see, what I'm trying to do is figure out what it is in. Oh, PUD is pull up down. Ah. Third espresso. Dude, just get sleep. Same problem, no experience, blah, 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 blah. I think this might be the MicroPython. I'm looking for the C code. Oh, really? Okay, so we should be finding it in QMK. Void, delay, void, keep rest. Where am I going to find it? It's GPIO, right? Where is... I mean, it's GPIO drivers, but... It's in GPIO. Yeah, you could choose it. Okay, let's take a look. QMK firmware. I mean, there's drivers, but I don't think that's right. Because drivers and GPIO is where I was going for the registers and stuff. This is the wrong place. So where are we gonna find GPIO? Man, is it in quantum? Debounce, key map extras, logging. Is GPIO just right here? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. G. We're getting close. We're getting close to where we can actually load code in and start working on it. I just needed to go over my custom stuff. And I think from there we can throw stuff into the microcontroller and it'll start running things. Where's GPIO? I don't see it. Control F. GPIO. Nope. Well, driver doesn't have the original GPIO, right? Or whatever's going to run the pins. Oh, drivers, maybe. No, drivers, GPIO. This is all a bunch of specific devices. This is not what I'm looking for the pin ups and downs. This would be on... would it be? I mean, would it be under the processor stuff? Platforms? Chibios? Boards? TNC PM2040 and config. That gets our I2C driver. Oh, it's setting D1 and D's. This might be where Celia Russell ran into problems because it already sets those to be the GPIOs. Bootloader, double tap, reset. Okay, not there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not. MCU config. False, false, false. I2C. Yeah, okay. I don't know. It's probably not here. Conf mode. Yeah, these are all low level stuff. Configs. We already looked at that. All right. Where am I going to find the pins being initialized? What's up, Wazoo? It would be GPIO. Oh, GPIO.h. Here we go. Nope, never mind. Nope, that didn't do it at all. All right, didn't work at all. Did you post the link? I don't know. Let me check. I'm scrolled way up in the Discord right now. Scroll, 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 scroll. How a matrix works. No. Scrolling. Scrolling more. I continue to scroll, and yet... Oh, here's my... By the way, here's the layout for the code 10 keyless of the rows and the columns. This is how they're set up. It's very logical, the way the rows and the columns are set up. It's very easy to follow. Easy to follow and logical. I don't make any express guarantees on the state of your afternoon after hanging out in here. I can't say positive or negative what's going to happen. I don't know. There's no guarantees. Columns 8. Like, okay, so here's what's going on. With the microcontroller, you need to initialize the pins, right? You need to tell the microcontroller what the pins are doing. And so a lot of these modern, basically any microcontroller, modern microcontroller, whether it's SALT, has some kind of pull up or pull down built in. So instead of, in my scheme, instead of putting this 10K ohm resistor in there, we can just set the pin to be a pull down. But the problem is this QMK firmware is designed to work for so many different processors. I don't really know what it's going to look like in code if I set that to be a pull up or a pull down. And then if we fuck this up and it doesn't work properly, I can turn this into a pull up just by changing the command. Functions for the Pico. Okay. I see now. So what is this? This is GPIO.h. It's in GPIO. Okay. So I should have gone to GBIOS and then GPIO.h from there. And now this one has all the stuff. PAL mode. Hey, I can finally have a PAL. Ah, good. Absolutely can finally have a PAL. So PAL mode input. PAL mal. GPIO by pin. IOLine pin.t hal.h. PAL mode input. Rudeness in a stream before coming into the stream looks user side expected to be taken. Ignore it, but enough of that. This doesn't belong in the chat. What are you, huh? Well, whatever. I try to keep people from being. I'm usually the rude one. Since Philadelphia is at the top of the list for the rudest cities in America. I'm gonna stand up for a minute. If you've been sitting this whole time, do yourself a little favor and just stand up and look at something distant. I don't want you guys completely atrophying here. Set pin input high. Oh, input high. Oh, I see. Set pin input low. Set pin output. Set pin input. Set pin input high. Set pin input low. Okay, it's right there. Okay. Okay, perfect. I never knew this about Philly. Yeah, it was a recent thing. Philadelphia got #1 for the rudest city in America. Hey, you got to understand that if we're rude to you, it means that, you know, you're cool. So we're not rude to people that we don't, like, trust. Set pin input low. Okay, so if the pin is defined, I set it as pin input low. Okay, so now we just need to grab this, go all the way back to our code. And now when we initially initialize the initialization of the init, we can init, and then we can knit. Where the fuck is where's my code? Matrix.c. Okay, there we go. So init custom, we got the rows and the column pins. Actually, oh yeah, init row and column is for the max 308. It's up here that we want to set the init pins, and we want to do it if it is not set to no pin, which is where we steal it from the other code. Oh my god, my brain is gonna fucking explode. We need to go to... This is what I mean about me, like, internally screaming during this entire fucking thing. I have just been internally screaming. Rows per hand is different, but we're gonna do for... We won't even initialize the columns. We'll just do the rows. So I'll just put a little note in there. This is where I'd init rows if I had them. Seeing Djibouti emotes is always good. Yeah, I'm pretty much, I'm at that point. You know, I'm as tall as Justin. Everybody calls him short. I'm not short, I'm average. I'm very average. Okay, so what we're gonna do is initialize the column pins. And that's where this comes in. For UNAT X, all right, whatever. Rows per hand, no. We're gonna do, how do we determine that? How do those other loops work? What are the other column loop? I'm just gonna take this. We'll just put current row in this one just to confuse everybody. 0 to matrix rows, current row, plus plus. No, this is columns. The hovercraft races are here. Yeah, it's the lawnmowers are outside. It's getting kind of loud. It's regional champions, hovercraft race. I mean, they gotta learn the course. It's a tough course. There's a lot of sand traps on the hovercraft course. Thought I could hear something. Yeah, it started to get a little bit. I thought they would turn away. Usually they'll turn and they'll get on the other side of the hill, and then you don't hear them anymore. But okay, back to the sanctity of my solararium or whatever. Okay. Oh yeah, it sounded like the mic was a bit unplugged. You know, the streamer that you guys know, Tomato. You guys know Tomato. He always would complain about the air conditioner being audible, and it wasn't until I put on headphones that I was able to actually hear it in the background one time. Because like on speakers, it just wasn't there. There was just no sense of that noise at all. Needs to get a better air conditioner though. Oh, okay. Sorry, that was a little hiccup. Initialize the column pins, which this needs to be back here. Oh, the spaces. Ugh. I hate. Ugh. I'm getting rid of all the spaces that I find right now. Oh, why would you do this? Why do people code like this? No, this is on the if statement. For that, set pin low, pin input low. Oh, no. This we need to grab. Set input high atomic. Yeah, I'm pretty high atomically. Bop. And then this goes away. Oop, nope. Still need you. If the row pin of X does not of current row, or no, column. Current column. I'm doing this for 2 pins. High enough to lick the moon. That's a weird way to say it, but okay. Set pin input low, column pin of X. Not X. Column pin of the current column. Which is just going to be 0 and 1. It's not really well, whatever. We'll just let it be current column. It's a little non-explanatory, and this is not column pins of X. Have we loaded column pins into anything yet? Pin T, col pins. Yeah, we have. Okay. Matrix column pins. We don't do anything with row pins. Sure, somebody at NASA looked at moon rock. When they had the Demon Core accident, I forget the name of the researcher that dropped the screwdriver, but I was watching a thing on that, and he said the taste in his mouth was very bitter. So, you know, if you're walking around the elephant foot and you taste strong bitterness, you might want to like unexpose yourself to that much radiation. I love in Star Trek when they're like we've administered like anti-radiation medication. It's like you can't have anti-fire medication. Radiation is the same way. It's like, how would you do that? Okay, so column pins of X does not equal no pin. Then it's going to set pin input low for the column pin of the current column. So that'll be GP0 GP2, GP3. All that just for that. I could have hard-coded it in there, but we decided to do the right thing. Okay, so where are we with this? Yeah, nanomachines. Repairing the DNA. Nanomachines is a hand wave. What's X? I don't see X anywhere on here. X is going to give it to you. Bop, beep, bop, boop, bop. This stuff is just bewildering. I mean, it's completely bewildering. This is just the code. This is just the code that we're running. Why do you... Line 19. There's still an X? Yeah. If column pin's the current column, then does not equal no pin. There we go. Oh, yeah. Laugh at the streamer for missing a minor little detail. All right. So, bop, 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 bop. This is insane. But what we're doing is we're scanning for the no pins so that my config.h still works. Yeah, the max308 functions set the other pins. So when we do set address for the row, that does this. But when we do initialize the columns for in I is equal to 0, let's an address pin count I++, set pin output address pin, and then write it low initially. We start on 0. I know, it's just one of those things like, we should probably use a different variable than current column. No, that makes sense though, because we're initializing column pins. We're initializing them, so we might as well call it the current column. All right, I don't know, what else, have we done everything? I think we've done everything. All the stuff we need is there, and then we initialized all of our pins. So this would be initialize, inputs. Address outputs, inputs. We've got our matrix scanner. That's going to go row by row. We don't need any of the unselecting and stuff. I'm actually going to just get rid of the commented out stuff. Clean it up. Streamer, you forgot a parentheses in this line. Okay. Saved. Okay. I mean, this is a little sloppy, but I think we'll be okay. I think it'll be okay. So that presumably is that. The only thing that might still slip up is this. This is the key map. It's possible that there should be a key at the end of this. Although it doesn't map a no key in this matrix. What else do we, I mean, what else is in that firmware? Do we need whatever else is in that firmware? Let's look at the key maps in here. This is the output from a website. So all the stuff in here is just what I'm referencing in order to make sure that my stuff works. Keyboard.c and h, no, we're not worried about that. Although that one does have LED stuff in it. Make files and the rules. I think I copied over already. Yeah, the rules are, these are for like AVR, so we don't even use that stuff. Boy, this is rough. This is very complicated stuff. Key maps, default. We only have the C file in there. I don't understand what I don't understand what's letting, what defines all the stuff, basically. Hold on. I'm still start direction, row to column. Backlight pins on that. RGB pins. See, I don't know about how to do that either. The RGB stuff. We gotta take the RGB stuff out of the files here. So okay, so our matrix is done. The only thing that we can possibly get caught by is if the size of the matrix not being 8 by 16. Let's take a look at what's configured in here. Botherboard.c, include botherboard.h. Okay, all right. Nothing abnormal there. Botherboard.h. Here is the key map. Aha. This might need another column added to it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think we need to set another column as just nothing. So we need a nothing key. So Casey, no. Casey, no. Bad Casey. So we'll add that onto the end of this. So now it's 8 by 16. Yeah, and the key map is just there. Now what is this commented out? Is that what this is? Or do I need to edit this? Because I know this is here just to show us what the actual layouts kind of like looks like, right? Even though it's all discombobulated. This basically just looks like this map that I made over here. Right, it's just got that layout. Whereas in the other files, it actually has things laid out like your keyboard's actually laid out like it is right here on the left. But on the right, I have all the rows and the columns here. This is just how I organized everything in order to make sure that I was programming everything right. So we just added a column to this thing. I don't think this is utilized. I don't think this thing is utilized. Although technically, if we were to do it, the slash tells the compiler that the next line is included and defined. Huh? I just don't know if I should be putting commas in here. I don't know. Should I do that or not? Can I leave that alone? I think I can. But I guess if I need to, I could add a comma to each one and that would add all these at the KC knows for that column at the end. I just don't know. It's all used? Oh. So should I be doing like that? But then this has comma and then nothing, and there's no follow-up comma. There's no follow-up comma to that. It just goes on to the next KC. Or K600, rather. Yeah, these are all in the same position on the two, so I don't know. I think I probably need to add the commas to it. Leave it as it is? Okay, all right. Let's just see. It's really confusing. All right, save that. We didn't touch it. We're just looking through file by file and making sure that everything is represented properly in this. So, all right, next one is config.h. Config h, config common, device descriptor, 8 by 16. Row pins and column pins, nothing, nothing, nothing. We need to add, because there's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We need to add 16 to this, which is also no pin. No pin. Save that. Unused pins we're not worried about. Diode direction, row to column. That is indeed. Beep, 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 pop, pop. Pop, pop, beep, pop. Beep, pop, 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 pop. There we go. Row to column. Like that. Because here's the anode and there's the cathode. All right. I don't think you need to add a 16th to the KC, no, because you set your matrix column to 15. I don't know. I'm doing it anyway, just in case. Just in case. I don't think any, you're right. I don't think I saw any functions that use this matrix to determine the size. It feels like that, doesn't it? I don't know if I'm winning. I feel like I'm losing. I think we've got most of the stuff, Celia. Oh, and I think I found out why your D0 and D1 weren't working in the Pico. Because when it initializes, D0 and D1 are in there as default. So unless they're overwritten by something, I think that's why D0 and, sorry, not D0 and D1, the pins, the first two pins are defined as I2C pins automatically. So they might be being used for like other I2C initialization. If def define backlight pins, define backlight level 6, end if. I don't think I have a backlight pin represented on this. I did put in for having it have backlight stuff, but prevent stuck modifier, keyboard report mods, mod bit. Wait. I don't know what that's all about. Key combination. I guess it's combining left and right shift. Locking resync enable. I don't know what that is there for. Mechanical locking support. Use L caps, L num, left num. What? KC left whatever. Use keyboard firmware. Use firmware that emulates an Amiga. Okay. That's a totally different animal. Instead in key map. All right, whatever. Locking resync. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Debouncing delay is 5. I'm not sure if that's needed or not. Everything looks okay here, except for the backlight RGB stuff that we don't really use. I don't know if that's gonna be a thing. Oh, next file. Next file. Info JSON. I don't think I'm gonna do anything with this. This is just the key map and how to show the keyboard. It's I'm not gonna mess with that. Column to row. What? This might be a different key map actually. RP2040. Row to column. L scroll is scroll lock. Oh, I see. L for lock. Yes. Yes, yes. Layout 75 ANSI, and then I got all this stuff. I guess these are column and row for the different keys, but the JSON, I don't think it's doing anything. I think this is just how to display all the parameters of the keyboard. So I'm not gonna mess with this. That was generated by the other tutorial. Matrix.c we just went over. Max308.c we just went over. The .h file just has all the functions, which are row and column dependent now. MCU config. That one is from our work with the screen. So we want to keep this. That's good. And readme.md. I don't know if that has any. Keyboard maintainer. Ugh, I don't want people to follow me there. Build environment system. No. Boot magic reset. Okay. All right. Hold down the key at 0, 0. I think that's the P key, which is stored in the balls. Oh, it's the O key. If you hold down the O key, it'll reset. I don't know if I want that. Usually top left key or escape and plug in the keyboard. Oh, I see. Okay. All right, that's fine then. I have to hold the O key and plug it in. Weird. All right. I mean, if escape is supposed to be the upper 0, 0, is escape even on row 0? It's not. So technically, I mean, the rows and the columns can be shifted in this layout. Where's the escape key? It's on 3, 9, F4, GH, and then F6. Yeah, that's bonkers. I don't know. I feel like, because the rows and the columns, they can be shifted because I just base them on the numerical order of microcontroller pins that they go to. And I have a feeling this layout would make a little bit more sense. This whole table of values would make a lot more sense if you shifted rows and columns around and rearranged it properly. But I'm not going to do that. This will just be easier to wire up. Okay, so we've got all the parameters there. I think we've got everything that we need. Oh yeah, rules. Boot magic, mouse key. Why? No, I don't need mouse key. Whatever, we'll just leave it alone. Wait, audio control system? No. I don't need mouse keys. Virtual dip switch configuration, plus 1000. Why do they have, like, numbers on them? NKRO, USB NK rollover. Oh, okay, yeah, we want that. Backlight enable right now, no. Audio enable, no. Yeah. Oh, extra key, audio and system controls. Eventually we'll want that to be probably a yes. Oh, no, you know what? No. The keyboard does have functions for like mute and stuff, but I don't want to utilize them. A keyboard should just be a keyboard, you know? I have other controls for doing my audio. Okay, I think we've got everything. I think we've got everything. We've got our key maps in there. We've got our layouts. We've got our configurations. We've got a lot of stuff. Now, do I need to put... I think it's just a key map, right? Or like a normal key map. No, I copied the thing over. That's right. It's in default. Yeah, it's in default. Okay. OPS. Yeah, it's a mess, but it's okay. And I don't need to add a no key to this, so I think we're good. Progmem key maps, matrix rows, matrix columns, rows and columns. Weird that it's like this though, because it's like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then that matches up to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's no blank spaces in there. That's essentially where we're at. I'm gonna use the bathroom and then we'll compile and we'll see what blows up, basically. Yeah. Basically exactly what you said. Where's the program that runs this? QMK MSys. Got that going on. That's ready to go. Okay, I'll be back in a second, and then we will see if we can load this thing up onto the micro. See what pops. What's your baud rate? Oh, you're asking Celia that? That's a rather personal question. Hey, baby, what's your baud rate? 179 for my glucose level. Doing good. The system has been working well for me. I just need to make sure that I get all the pods. There it goes. Dealing with the baguette piece that I had for lunch. But yeah, it's handling it very well, and it's doing little tiny little micro boluses along the way. Pretty happy with that. All right, BRB. Setup. No. Overlays, BRB. Put on a little bit of that FK Productions music. I gotta find some music to play. We should go to face cam for this. Yeah, that'll be a little better. I return. A subtle but professional fade out of the music. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to happen. You're big. Put that back. Put that back. Okay, so we're ready to like try compiling code. We're gonna see if this will work at all. I don't know. Thank you guys for the follows, by the way. Appreciate them very greatly. We're gonna move this window over to here. I'm gonna go to this scene. They're still doing work out there, but it should be a little quieter. I wish I could get that off screen. It takes up. I need chat to be in the very corner of this screen, but we're not doing anything with that. Here, we'll do this. There we go. Now you can do the QMK MSys. I don't remember how to compile this at all. I don't remember a goddamn thing about what I'm doing here. Oh yeah, first things first, we need to go to the working folder on this computer for QMK. Wait, what are my audio monitors? I never moved them to the right spot. Move them over. There we go. I use these audio monitors. I need to be able to see their outputs. Actually, we need to do that project where I build my own, you know, compressor and EQ in a box that will allow me to have all these filters running without needing the specific OBS piece of software to run them. Okay, what are we doing? Oh, you guys don't need all my hardware stats. We need a folder, which is on the desktop. Well, what I'll do is I'll take botherboard, copy, and then we'll go to the C drive, and it insisted on having the QMK stuff here. QMK MSys. Wait, is it MSys or is it? There's a different folder, right? Video ESD boot. Where the hell was that? Was it just in here? Yeah, MSys and then home. No, that's not right. What was the home directory? It's my documents? No. Code C. .g code. What the fuck? Bearing spacer.g code. I think it is my documents, isn't it? Oh, is it users? Yeah, users, my documents. It was whatever the default is. Well, that looks about right. Can I do a CD tilde? All right, hold on. I'm just trying to figure out where this thing started off. Where QMK is. QMK firmware. Here we go. QMK firm. I found it right when you typed it. Oh boy. Keyboards. And then we go all the way. You know what? Send to desktop. Create. I never thought I'd be such an old man that I'd do that. Actually create a shortcut on the desktop for a folder that I need to get to. It makes me feel like an old man. QMK firmware, and then we've got keyboards, and then down here there should be botherboard. Look at all these freaking keyboards that this thing supports. It's ridiculous. That's why the microcontroller code is so goddamn convoluted and confusing. Bother starts with a B. Botherboard. I just saw it. Botherboard. Jesus Christ. Okay, I guess that means I need to go. We can just do this. 3, 2, 1, go. We need another window. And then we're going to project, stream, keyboard, revamp. QMK home, botherboard, copy, paste. Whew. Okay. Botherboard is an amazing name for your keyboard. It's not really my keyboard, it's a code keyboard though. If I actually put out like a kit that was the botherboard, that'd be kind of cool. But I mean, most of what we're doing here is dealing with this utterly ridiculous layout that code decided for their keyboard. They decided to have this just completely ridiculous layout. And so this is most of what we have to deal with here, is dealing with that. Why the hell is it like this? I don't know. It's so weird. I don't remember how to compile. I'm just gonna look up the tutorial that we had open last time. I think it's somewhere around here, right? That's the Max 308. We'll just do QMK screen tutorial Adafruit. I'm just gonna go back to the tutorial that we originally were following. It's the keyboard built for O bother. Why O bother? Why do we bother? Pico board for my project? Yeah, I would prefer that actually. I would greatly prefer that. Although it doesn't have the power or the USB drivers on it. God, the header layout is a little bit cursed. That's a little weird. I was looking at this board. I'm not gonna go out and order another board though. I mean, it's got the memory thing on the bottom, right? Yeah, memory and clock and stuff. That would be cool, but we got what we got, you know? This is like a $4 board. Python 3, mpip install, we already did that. Brew install QMK. No, we didn't do that. Our environment's ready to go. QMK firmware, switching circuit Python or Arduino. What up? What up? What up? What up? What's good? What is good? All right. Once it's done, you have a QMK command available to add an update. I think I just hit up arrow to whatever we hit last time. This keyboard OLED test. That's not what we're doing. QMK flash keyboard OLED test OLED. Instead, we're doing keyboard as botherboard. Botherboard. And the key map is just default. So do I need to actually even touch that? I can't delete. I'm in insert. What is this? Please. Please. Escape. Oh, Jesus. What the hell is OC? What the hell? So if it's default, I'm just getting rid of that. And then that's all we're doing? Seems a little simplistic. Is this gonna work? I'm gonna hit enter. Try it. Could not determine key map. Must apply the configurator export. Oh, so we need KM default. Compiling. Yeah, let's effing go, chat. Let's fucking go. No! Everything is exploded. It's all gone to shit. How do I zoom in on this window? Can't. Description in config.h is no longer a valid option. Debouncing delay in config.h is no longer a valid option. Oh, debouncing delay. Prevent stuck modifiers. Okay, so we've got, oh, it did zoom in. Okay. We have a couple things that need just a little bit of massaging. Matrix columns is inconsistent with the size of matrix column pins. 17 does not equal 16. You fucker. Okay, all right. Everybody's a critic. Let me fix that stuff. Let me fix that stuff. Description? I don't know. I hate it when the compilers are right. Motherboard. Description in config.h is no longer a valid option and should be removed. Got it. Got him. Debouncing delay in config.h is no longer and should be replaced with debounce. Debouncing delay. Debounce. I think something fell on my keyboard. I felt a little weirdness. Prevent stuck modifiers. Yeah, this is coming over from like older codes, so. Oh my god. Okay, whatever you've done, we're not dealing with it. I have other fish to fry right now. Prevent stuck modifiers, no longer valid description should be removed. Matrix columns. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, 16. Yeah, okay. They were right. They were right. Those fuckers. Control save. ARM none gcc.exe. It's not a processor. Are you compiling for an ARM? This should be for RP2040. That should all be in the JSON file, right? RP2040. Nobody's specifying ARM anywhere in this. I don't know why ARM is mentioned. Unless maybe that's just something that's just compiler weirdness. Config.h warnings. Config is overriding diode duration. Overriding manufacturer. USB PID valid. Description. Yeah, we got that. Debouncing delay. We already got that. Prevent stuck modifiers. We got. Unused pin is depreciated. Okay. Well, I don't care. I have no attachments to that function. RGB light animations is depreciated. All right. RGB light animations, get rid of that. Matrix pins are specified in both info.json and config.h. The config.h value wins. I guess that's okay. Yeah, the JSON is going to be a little bit weirder, isn't it? Maybe I need to get the JSON from the other one. But if the config h value wins, then that's that. 17 does not equal 16. Yes. Yes, good, yes. Boot magic, mouse key, encrow, I don't even, diode direction, product ID, vendor ID, prevent stuck modifiers, no longer a valid option. I think we got everything. I don't see anything new in the rest of these. All right, let's try again. I don't understand where the RP2040 is. I wonder if that's being included in the JSON or not. It looks like I got buzzing behind me. I fixed that. Oh, I didn't save. I didn't save it. No, I saved it. 16 does not equal 17. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Fuck. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so that's correct. I guess it just didn't, it didn't update. So try again. Error 1, make finished with errors. Introspection for the key map. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, I understand. Oh, yeah. Good call. Yeah, that is true. The files that I already had open, they're from the server. My Twitch compiler program is working perfectly. My Twitch IDE rather. Which one is it? This one goes into this one. We'll just replace everything because it's tiny. All right. Yes. Botherboard. I got rid of it. What the heck? Hey, this thing's being a jerk. Oh, uh-oh, I did the wrong direction. Uh-oh. What's the command for redo? I might have lost a bunch of data just now. Just hitting Control Z. How do you do the redo command? And oh, here we go. Wait. No. Custom access toolbar redo. Oh no. I think making that new folder might have blown something up. Fuck. Control Y? I think I might have just wiped it. Yeah, I think I wiped it. Can I Control Z to back when this thing? No, I can't. Oh no! I think I just blew up all my code. Because I accidentally hit new folder during that. Well, we know what to do. We know what to fix. Let's just check the recycle bin here and see if there's anything in there. Probably not, though. No. All right, so let's see. What can I do here? Yeah, what recovery options do you guys think I have in this case? Because the cutting and the pasting, I messed up. I went in the wrong direction, and I tried to Control-Z my way out of it. And then while doing that, I Control-Z'd too far, and it said that the NAS no longer has the files that are in it. So I don't know how to recover what we just saved a minute ago. Yeah, there might be nothing that I can do. Oh, boy. What fun we're having. What fun. What fun indeed. Ah, fuck. Okay, so this is bad. I mean, I've still got the complicated map, but Control-V? Item not found. Yeah, Notepad++ is indeed still open, but I've been closing the files that I've been opening. Stop? Stop doing what? What am I doing? What? What am I doing? I stopped. Make a new directory on the NAS, or then Control-V your buffer into it. So on the regular computer, yeah, this is all I got. Yeah, these are the wrong files. See, it's Botherboard that I'm looking for. Yeah, see, it knows the files. It doesn't have any record of them. Oh, I gotta close the window again, because apparently they're back. Jesus Christ. What are they doing over there? Oh, what a mess I've created suddenly. Spend the rest of the afternoon trying to recover this shit. There's a way to get this stuff back. Hold on. Maybe Notepad++ has them. If not, I can open Notepad++ on my other computer, and then I've got a bunch of these. But how can you recover anything from this if I've closed them already? That might be a no. So let's see. Notepad++ recover. Backup folder. Backup location on PC. Yeah, is that an app data? I'm afraid to hit anything now because I got into trouble when I touched stuff. If I touch anything, I'm gonna get in trouble. Where are my preferences? God, Notepad++ is like extensive. I'm looking for like where I set that directory. Don't change. Yeah, I don't want it to overwrite anything. All right, new folder. I mean, a new, folder window. And then we go to app data. Percent. App data. Another percent. And then we're looking for Notepad++ backup. That's a database. That's not database test.py. Ah, damn it. Yeah, that's it. Fuck. All right, let me check on the other computer. All that writing that we did today is just fucking dead. Unless I transcribe what I saw on the oh, app data roaming. Wait a minute. No, we're in app data roaming. Yeah, Notepad++ backup. Local Notepad++, nothing. Oh, god damn it. One little mess up cutting and pasting. I was going too quick. One little mess up cutting and pasting, and now a lot of the stuff that I had is dead. There's not really a restore point for the NAS, I don't think. I don't know how I can do that. Note to self. Yeah. FreeNAS. Rollback folder. I don't have a snapshot. Nah. Collaborative document. If I was doing like a Google Doc, that would have been fine. Usually, I mean, the process of moving files from one thing to the other should have been the way to do it. Yeah, I don't have snapshots running on the thing. Okay. Well, I guess I know what I'm doing now. Can I get any semblance of these files back? Let me check what I got open in the other computer, but we did a lot of editing today. So, God, this sucks. Let me see here. If I open up Notepad, nope, I got nothing open over here on the other computer. What about backups on the other computer? Let me check that real quick. I gotta start over. That's okay, we know what we're doing. Let's see, so I'm in app data and I want roaming and then I want Notepad++, and then I want backup. Why is the folder empty on both of my things? Man, that sucks. All right, yep, we're fucked. I just fucked all the files. All right, so. Don't write anything to the NAS and get a file recovery tool and point it to the folder where the code was. No, that's too much work. Yeah, we could transcribe it from the files that I opened up on stream. Do I have shadow copy enabled on the C drive? Check properties for the lost folder and the previous version tab. Okay, the lost folder is, well, this is on the file server. Well, if we can get our files back to the state, yeah. So in, let's see, in here, because like these files are old, the ones in here, but let's take a look at the botherboard file and do properties. No. Nope. 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 All right. I know you could probably just take like a screen cap of, it's so annoying that I cut and paste the wrong one. Yeah. Okay, well, here's what I'm gonna do. Because it's about stopping time and we almost got this thing together, I am going to take these files and the log of my stream, and I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna cut and paste, not even cut and paste, I don't have anything to scan the text on the screen. I mean, I guess I could probably try to do it with my phone maybe, like scan it with the phone and maybe get text out of that. But I can get all this stuff back. I can get all this stuff back because we showed it all on stream, right? It's all on screen and I can just cut and paste it back into this file and then we'll get the keyboard to work tomorrow. I have just some time now that I need to spend undoing about a quarter of a second of fuckery that completely and totally destroyed all the work that we were doing today. Power Toys has a new feature for... None of this is relevant. I don't care if there are ways to fix it. I have completely and utterly tanked all the work that we did today. All this stuff is undone. And like here. Yeah, all this stuff. It's currently, this file is currently in a mode where if I compiled and uploaded this, it would simply enable the screen and nothing more. So I need to go through file by file and do it all back. Damn it. Yeah, I don't have anything, any old... I wonder if that exists. Hold on. Windows 10 old clipboard. Ah. little window popped up in the corner that said, "Can't show history. See all your copied items in one place. Turn on clipboard history now." Your clipboard is empty. If I'd known about this feature 5 minutes ago, I could have had all the work. Yeah, I know. Well, now I've enabled it. Boy, would that have been kind of convenient. Damn it. Yeah, clipboard history would have gotten us out of this. Settings, system, clipboard center, turn on history toggle. Well, it's on now. Son of a bitch. Oh my god, I'm so mad. This is a rage quit today. I'm gonna have to go into transcribing mode and recreate all these files based on the VOD. All the shitty Windows features are on by default and not this. I know. Yeah, the only other way that I could do it is with like advanced like ZFS file recovery stuff on the other machine, but that's running FreeBSD. I don't know if I could do that. FreeBSD recover deleted file. Recover deleted file. Try the easier tools, Photorec and Magic Rescue. What you need to do depends on what kind of files you want to recover. Hold on a minute. There's an undelete. Hold on, I need to put you guys back up on screen. There we go. History won't help much when it comes to the files. Files don't get copied into the temp area of the clipboard. Just the locations of the names. Oh, really? I don't have images to work with. That's the problem. The sleuth kit. Fast file system for Unix. Oh my god. Easy undeleting of files and directories. You will then understand why easy undeleting of files and directories is not possible by design. Blocks of deleted files are marked free. They're not connected to any in nodes anymore, but as long as the blocks don't get overwritten, which they shouldn't be, their content will be there. TSK, the sleuth kit, is a way to go in. Worst case, it can recover anything. Try the easier tools like Photo Rec and Magic Rescue. Oh, how am I going to do that? I mean, I got to go all the way into command line and do Photo Rec. I don't know if I have it on FreeBSD. Well, hold on, FreeBSD recover deleted file. That is okay. Undelete. Attempt to recover a free deleted file. Undelete system call attempts to recover the deleted file. Named by path. Currently, this only works when the name object is a whiteout in a union file system. I mean, this is several files, so I don't know what that means. One of the path prefix is not directory. Path does not reference a whiteout. Name whiteout does not exist. Search permission is denied. What's like a use case for this? Path argument point. Like, do I have to give this the full... I mean, I've almost got all that stuff, but... RM? I don't know if I can RM. Made a blunder today. I was working with TensorFlow, 2export, cleaning up, getting ready to commit to a Git. Doing cleaning up. Went to RM some test files I had, but during my impatience, I tab completed. Windows SMP? SMB. Delete file from undelete UFS. Morning accidentally deleted some files. This is a little too familiar to me. ZFS list T. See if there are any. Oh, I don't have any snapshots. I don't think so. Path to file system. And that's why you should, yeah, real helpful. Thanks, man. It was an accident. Windows OS, if you have many free paid what? I don't even, the language, what are they even saying? File transfer that didn't complete. Hey, listen, you freaking... Regarding accidentally deleting files, snapshots are one of the primary features of ZFS. Running ZFS, might as well take regular snapshots even if you don't actually have a use for them. At least it allows you to go back and retrieve and remove files. Something you managed to mess up or overwrite. I mean, it all happened in a flash. Also, there's an auto snapshot build in ZFS freebies. Not helpful. Why don't you enable feature that you didn't have enabled? Generally speaking, administrative people ask, blah, blah, blah. SleuthKit was the one we were looking at before. As far as I know, it doesn't support ZFS. Fuck! In any case, it's going to be a long and tedious exercise. Why? It's not a destroyed Z pool. It's just a couple files. I know shadow copy and snapshots are two new things that I've learned about today. It boggles my mind that anyone can know enough about computers to go through the trouble of installing ZFS or an entire OS that comes with it and not knowing enough to back up their data. How exactly does that work? I don't know, maybe we're not pretentious shitheads like you. To be perfectly honest, the number of people that... Oh, shut the fuck up. Yeah, things happen. Shit happens. Please keep in mind you're responding to a thread which is nearly a year old. I hate forums. I really hate forums. Yeah, I cut and paste, I think, in the wrong direction. And then I Control-Z'd my way into a dead end with no files on the directories. And then I accidentally made a new folder, so I couldn't redo. And Windows just went and just let everything go. That's exactly what happened. Was the Control-Zing backed me up, and then I did something that undid all of my possibilities of redoing. Shadow copy is probably running in the background for Windows, but it didn't run at the time during the stream. Windows, the one feature that would have rescued me wasn't turned on either. The feature that would have rescued me wasn't turned on, and yet, yeah, Windows turns everything on. Why? That was a non-notification. What the fuck? Next NAS is going to have shadow copy and keep a billion copies of every file. No, I don't have the kind of space for that. Nearsoft shadow copy view? What the hell is that? Hello. It's a service in Windows. Let's get it. There's a possibility, but maybe not. I don't necessarily want to show sensitive thought. Oh, good. Virus.exe. Oh, here we go. Shadow copy view. I got a couple of them. There's 3 snapshot names from 8/18, 10/30, 2023. All right, hold on. I don't think that's how that works. Hard disk volume, shadow copy 1, C drive. Assistant, snapshot, and provider. I don't know. Hold on. Let's wait. But the problem is, it's not on that drive. Well, actually, yeah. Wait a minute. No, I want users. Hold on. We might be able to get the files in pre-screwed it up form. 10, 20, and 23. 9, 7. I don't know what that correlates to in terms of time. Is that 10:30 a.m.? In which case we want the latest one, but I don't know if it'll get that. But anyway, let's just see what I got in here. So I want to go to users, and then me, and then what was it called again? Oh geez, this directory, man. Where was that? It's in the least confusing directory location ever. Users, bother, QMK firmware, keyboards. Users, bother, QMK. Why am I not just typing this in? Whatever. QMK. Oh, fucking, where's that directory? Everything is confusing and I hate it. QMK home. No. QMK firmware. Keyboards. Oh my god. I'm just cutting and pasting it. Cool app though. Thank you for linking me to that. I have history turned on now. in case I colossally fuck up again. Okay, so these are the old files. It doesn't exist in this one. Or do I need to retype it? Ugh. It doesn't appear to let me go to this directory in any of the other ones. And these are the only ones that it has. And these are the old ones because the botherboard.c and .h aren't in here. Son of a bitch. You bastard. So show time in GMT. Oh, that's GMT. Okay. Damn it. It didn't catch it. It wasn't, the files weren't in there long enough. Yeah, those are not relevant. Son of a bitch. Okay, well, I'm back to plan A, which is a lot of transcribing that I have to do tonight. It's not that bad. We didn't do that many edits to the whole thing. And I still have the layout, the really complicated layout that I did. I still have that. So we're just not going to be able to test it today. We'll test it tomorrow. I'll recover all of my files. I'll make sure that they compile, and I'll make sure that they're in. I mean, the file server is supposed to be the backup. It's just I haven't run all of those, all of the stuff that nerds will hold against you when you do something wrong. This is a really rare occurrence in that I copied something in the wrong direction, and then when I was Control-Zing it, I made a folder, and that you can't undo that. So, and if I hit Control-Z on this, it's not going to go far back enough to give me my old files. Yeah, this is where it stops. This is the original, because when you go backwards and you do something, it overwrites all the stuff that comes ahead of it. And that's where the more complicated, what do you call it? Keyboard, the cut paste history would come in handy. If I Control-Z this, or I redo it enough in the right direction, it'll say it doesn't know where the files are anymore. They're gone. Now there's a chance that I could go in to the server and I could get the files because they haven't been overwritten on the platters, but I'm stuck. Yeah, and then a Windows service recovery that Short Lurker happened to know about. You learn a lot about file recovery when you screw up. But shadow copy is apparently a thing, but the service wasn't scheduled to run at precisely the right moment. So it's possible that I could go into the file server. I don't know if I even have the right stuff installed. If this stuff is in there default, if TSK is installed by default, I might be able to do that. I don't know if I think I've used PhotoRec before. Magic Rescue, maybe. I don't think those will work because it's a ZFS file system, so I don't really think that'll work. If anybody knows about that, feel free to chime in on the Discord, but I'm gonna have to end on a rage quit because I have a lot of transcribing to do. I gotta go back into my history. I've got it at 60 FPS. We've seen the whole of all of the files, I believe. So I should be able to go in there and be able to do it. Incident reminds me of the old high school Linux class. I named a file /star. Told the teacher I needed help deleting it. He's like, hold my beer, and types in sudo rmrf /star. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is some next level fucking Jedi shit that you've done there. Holy crap. How do you get somebody to type their own RMRF? Jesus Christ. Okay, well, rage quit. We're rage quitting. Unfortunately. What a way to kick off getting back into my streaming schedule, huh? At least I've got the video that I can reference. I'll probably not do that from Twitch. I'm not going to go through the well, I'll go through my own recording in OBS. So let's very carefully exit and very carefully stop streaming and make sure that I've got that video file there, and then I'll go through it. And maybe, I mean, all else considered, I probably could use my phone to scan it, couldn't I? To scan the video. PhotoRec ignores the file system. This way it works even if the file system is severely damaged. Okay. 168.2.200. File server? Hey there, file server. How you doing, man? You doing good? You doing good with those Windows shares and the QM? Is it 2.2? I forget. I'm pretty sure it's 2.200. It's just being moody right now. That should be pulling up my file server, but it's just gonna think about what it's done for a little while. Oh, you know what it is? This IP address cannot access it. It's the other one. It's got I've got very strict listings going on. So I'll have to do this. I'll have to do this on the other machine. I might try PhotoRec then and see if I can recover these files. And if I can recover these files, I'll be much happier. What exactly is going on? A series of indomitable and well choreographed fuck-ups is what's happening here. What happened was I have two folders here because the QMK for some reason has no ability to run on a file server. And so what I'm forced to do is copy files from a directory on my NAS that is supposed to be specifically to protect me from these kinds of things. I have to copy files from this folder to this folder. I did it in the wrong direction. Or I did it once, and then we made a bunch of corrections. Yeah, this is what happened. So I copied it over, right? I copied all the files over, and we compiled it with QMK, and we got a bunch of errors. And so we corrected all the errors, but I corrected all the errors on the file server. And so I went, okay, I'll just cut and paste the thing back. And I cut and pasted in the wrong direction. Oh, okay, I cut and paste the files in the wrong direction. Why don't I just go backwards? And I hit undo a bunch of times. And in doing so, it deleted all the files from both locations, and the clipboard forgot what it had copied. And then I was going to hit redo, and I spent a little bit of time looking everywhere for where the redo button was, because I went, wow, I am really close to really like severely fucking this up. I need to hit redo a bunch of times. Well, I don't know where redo is in the Windows operating system. It's not exactly just right there. So I discovered that you could enable redo in here. Meanwhile, chat was telling me the key shortcut for redo, and I accidentally right-clicked and hit new folder looking at something. I don't know what I was doing. It created a new folder, and in doing that, I lost my redo history, so I was unable to recover the files. And then we still had undo on the file server, and I hit undo a bunch of times on the file server. Turns out it couldn't find the files that it had to recover. So totally and completely just clicking circumstances that happen to perfectly destroy all of the work that we did today and previously. Just a bunch of just things that individually should not have completely fucked me, and I just got completely fucked by them. I'm livid. So what I'm gonna have to do is go through my VOD and just transcribe what I see, which is not all that difficult to do. Oh, it was this one? Oops. Son of a bitch. It's like making fun of me. Yeah, that's right. I hit this icon, which is right next to redo. And so in creating a new folder, it wiped all of my redo. Yeah, right there. What a bunch of piss. Oh, well. Shit happens. Shit happens. Sometimes you gotta reinvent the wheel. I liked where our code was. We'll be able to get it back. Just got done fixing my shark vacuum. What? Possible to take the roller. Why would you ever make the roller hard to take out? It's like the most clogged thing in a vacuum. What? Halfway taking it apart to unjam the roller, I broke a plastic peg that lets you take out the pre-roller roller, superglued it back. I'm going to get a warranty replacement. All right, man. You do that. The redo icon wasn't even there. Yeah, I had to select it, but it's got this tiny little UI. I'm not going to blame the interface design, because when do you ever need redo? I'm not going to blame it directly. Yes, there are things that probably shouldn't be this way, considering that I'm your most average Windows user. But there's and then in addition to that, Windows does not default the clipboard history to be on, and we didn't get a recovery snapshot in time. Pfft, son of a bitch. So my last best hope is that somehow I can use PhotoRec with the FreeNAS and recover. I need to get into the FreeNAS console, which I can't do from here. But then I can hopefully use PhotoRec to recover the files, because they were the last thing deleted. So if there's any kind of like a history or anything like that of files that aren't, that have just been deleted, I'll be able to get them back very easily. Other than that, I'll have to go through. Key maps isn't touched, luckily. Well, not that key map. The key map that I got, I copied from a different folder, so I at least have that from the one that I created for the thing. All right, so I got work to do tonight. God damn it, we're so close. We will actually flash the microcontroller and check it out tomorrow. So PhotoRec is nice. I'm gonna get intimate with it tonight. I really hope I could just PhotoRec all those files. I'll be very happy if I can. And then I'll know how to do that. All right, thank you guys so much today for hanging out with me. And who knew that we'd have a rage quit situation at the end? Code Rushed rated. We had a lot. Last Miles was extremely generous about gifting. I'm super duper duper happy about that. I really appreciate Last Miles coming in and donating a bunch. They left. They missed my complete and utter cock up at the end. But those of you who got subs from Last Miles, be sure to thank him or her. I don't know who they are. All right, I got some photo wrecking to do. I will talk to you guys later. Till then, disperse. Do the things that you do on Twitch, and I'm gonna try to unfuck my life. Otherwise, I gotta go through the VOD. So I'll see you guys later. Have a good one, etc., etc. Where's OBS? Where did OBS go? OBS is like way over there. I put OBS. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.